into it. Hello, everybody. My name is Permasneeze, and I'm joined by Atomo. We're back for the second day of the Avium LimauDAO Dota 2 Invitational. It's the final day. Let's not wait any longer. We have the games ready, so I'm gonna let the players know we can hop into it. But yeah, I mean, a bit of a quicker start here today. I know we're a bit late, all things considered, but yeah, how have you been enjoying your day of rest between the first day and now, Atomo?
Well, for one thing, I disagree with us being late.
Okay.
A caster never arrives too early or too late. We arrive
True.
exactly on time. So that's what happened. And again, it's not our fault. You know, the teams weren't ready. We joined when we could. But as for me, I'm doing pretty well. It was my mother's birthday today.
Oh, happy
Oh,
birthday, Madam Atomo.
Yeah, I think Madam Atoma, is Madam Atoma my wife or is it my mom?
Mmm.
Yeah, that's a thinker a bit. But yeah, you know, she's I won't say her age because she insists she's only
That
14,
dude's
and
banning
that's what we
someone
believe.
now.
You
The
know, that's what she
green
says.
team's
Okay.
banning
It
someone
was
now.
nice, you know, you get to give her a
Team
little bit of a
ban.
birthday. What did we give her actually? I completely forgot. My wife picked a gift and I paid them, and that was how we settle things.
Yeah, that is
Um,
usually how things are settled. Thankfully for us, though, we don't need to potentially discuss your gifting situation any longer. We have ourselves a
mhm.
draft. Of course, today's semifinals that we're watching will be between Redacted and Avium, both teams that we've watched before as we switch
Yes.
into our draft right now.
5
I believe
seconds
Avium
remaining.
is playing on the Dire side, correct? And Redact is on the Radiant.
Yes, that's
So,
correct. Avium is on Dire.
Yep. So, and Avium is one of the people who made this tournament possible, by the way. They're a media startup giving studios all across Southeast Asia a way to produce and own their own property. And they actually have a bunch of teams. Like, they're heavy into the esports scene. They got Geek
Dire
Slate and
team
RSG. They play in games like Dota, Mobile Legends, PUBG.
Yeah.
And Geek Slate's actually at Lima Major right now. I think they're what? 4-2?
Yeah, I think they won they won a couple of matches yesterday, right?
Yeah, they beat Knights and they beat some other team and they won. Then they have a loss, so they're pretty good. They're like middle of the pack right now. They have a decent chance of making it.
Yeah.
I also want to make sure
5
we thank
seconds remaining.
Limau, which is an APAC Web2 business that aims to make
Radiant
it
team
easier for
pick.
everyone to invest in Web2 business and share in the profits that they make. And lastly, of course, Carabao energy drink. And it's it's sweet, it's nice. It's an energy drink. It's got 4 flavors.
I wish I could try it because my main thing is always like, you know, for an energy drink to be sponsoring this kind of event, right?
You wanna
Like,
drink?
first of all, I want to have a taste. Like, I
Yeah.
want to talk about, I want to tell you all about it, you know, but I haven't had a sip myself. I would love to have a bit of Carabao.
Let me tell you, I've been to a bunch of these events, and the best ones are the ones where they're sponsored by a food company.
Oh.
Domino's or KFC, you go in, there's like these boxes of pizza, and they're like, please take one. You're like, yeah, well, don't know if
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will.
I think I will. I think I will. Okay,
I'll
so
take 5.
yeah, I think, yeah, you know what? Let me bring some home for both Madam Atomos as well, right?
5 seconds remaining.
I also, sorry, just to wrap things up, I want to make sure you people know what's at stake. We are the final 4. There's another match going concurrently, but unfortunately we can't watch them both. This is a best of 1. The finals will be a best of 3, and the winner of this tournament, there's a $1,000 prize pool for them, as
Yeah.
well as you get to play against Geek Slate when they come back from Liam Major. So you get money, which you'll need because you're going to need to pay for therapy after Geek Slate plays against you. Because
Absolutely, like some counseling, some group counseling, maybe some team coaching from BSJ, who knows, right? Whatever it takes to get you past this tumultuous time that you're in for. But I think it's still a very attractive prize, right? It's not every day you get to go up against pro players.
Of course, I mean, and what would be the best thing to improve your gaming is when you go up against pro, you're gonna look bad no matter what, but it'll be very useful for you to figure out like,
5
oh, okay, this is
seconds
an area they
remaining.
really punished me in, and you can learn a lot from it. But enough about the tournament. Let's talk about the game itself. Dawnbreaker was first picked to counter the Techniques Assassin, which is just spike carapace, walk into the Solar Guardian. I mean, you look at Dawnbreaker, she's got 3 AoE abilities, both Starbreaker, Celestial Hammer, and Solar Guardian. So very easy for the Nyx Assassin to control her. You also have Death Prophet coming out. This is considered one of the best offlaners. Greaves, Exorcism,
Radiant
and
team
basically
ban.
unkillable, especially with Spirit Siphon. And lastly, we have the Vengeful Spirit coming out here. Solid combo with the Dawnbreaker. Firstly, helps you set up, she stuns, has the Starbreaker, extra physical damage, minus armor, all pretty solid. So, decent opening, but I prefer Redacted. A little bit more. Just
Yeah.
I like the Knicks in this one.
I agree. I think starting off with some very
5 seconds
definite
remaining.
meta bands here between the Lina and the Ricky, and going for some pretty nifty picks of their own. It appears that both
That dude's
teams have
banning
definitely
someone
prepared
now.
for each other. Just take a look at the picks and bans, right? Like you said, the Knicks to counter out the Dawnbreaker. This is something that Chia Seeds played yesterday as well to great success. So already thinking about that. On the flip side, we see the bans coming out from Kappa Dota. They're banning out the Tusk. Sure, that's a meta pick, but it's also something that Redacted played on Yabich just yesterday, right? Just it was slamming people out of the park with those Walrus punches, and the rotations was very, very good on that hero. So I think
5
solid
seconds
overall. I do
remaining.
have to agree with you that I think right now Redactor is looking a lot more robust, but it's purely because of the Death Prophet, right? It's been such a
The
disgusting
green
hero in
team's
the meta
banning
thus far.
someone now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically that's what we're all to go with it. You can see the teams aren't banning like Broodmother or Twin Protector, which are a little bit more popular heroes in the pro
That
scene.
dude's
But
banning
if
someone
you're not
now.
playing it, I mean, you're not playing it, right? Like you don't have to know it. These is a corporate league. These players, they come home, they play a couple of hours. Not exactly, 8 hours of grinding every day.
Yeah.
These guys got other things to do.
These
in their
guys got lives, okay?
disgusting. I hate it when they have those.
Boo.
It gets in the
Unbelievable.
way of the Dota. You
Yeah,
know?
it really does. It really does. Unbelievable. But I mean,
5
this second
seconds
phase, it
remaining.
seems like there's a pretty big emphasis on carries right now, really thinning out what the potential options might be. Now, some Drow and Slug bans, do you think that's particularly protecting against something, or do you think is it like more of a carry to carry matchup that they're avoiding, or are these heroes that can really sort of lay into Death Prophet? What do you think, Tomo?
I think
Radiant
that
team banned.
well, the Drow Ranger is mostly because she lays pretty well against the Death Prophet, as you're saying, and the Nyx Assassin loves these extended fights against the Death Prophet as well. She doesn't do
team
great
pick.
burst damage, but she's great against like sort of whittling people down. So that's another option for like you want to get rid of the slog. So Death Prophet doesn't have this. Sorry, so he doesn't get to steal so much stats against you. And of course, the sniper just because very long range. MY Gaming or Redacted, they don't have any reach right now.
That's fair, that's fair. On the flip side, banning out some illusion heroes between the CK and the Naga and the Spectre. Perhaps just thinking about heroes that, they might not feel so comfortable laning the Dawnbreaker into. It's gonna be a Nature's Prophet pick, so this one still can be flexed. Now, we've seen it played in position 1. I think in previous sort of community mall tournaments as well. Now, we don't really see it in the mid in pro play, but this is something that's definitely not foreign to that position as well. So still very flexible in terms of the core picks.
5
Death Prophet
seconds
can be in the
remaining.
mid, can be in the off lane. Nature's Prophet can be safe, can be mid, could be off lane as well. Still very up in the air for Redacted. I kind of like this pick.
I think most likely it's gonna be Nature's Prophet carry and Death Prophet off lane, right? Like,
Okay.
that's what I'm feeling, but they have very like you said, flexibility. I don't think I see NP mid as much as I see him as in the carry and off lane role. Death Prophet is more mid and off lane, but that's what I'm feeling. I think that my game could take a mid lane because they have last pick, right? So they could take a great matchup. We saw Bat Rider versus Ember Spirit just absolutely.
Oh, I don't even
destroy.
want to talk about that anymore.
I
That
do.
was really upsetting.
I know, no, I loved it. The suffering, the tears, just tasty.
Come
you know what I
on,
mean?
man.
Yes.
Come on, bro. That's just a little harsh. I mean, right now, the only sort of counter out is Nyx Assassin. How do you think this Nature's Prophet actually lanes into the Dawnbreaker? Do you think it's a good matchup?
Not really. I feel like it favors the Dawnbreaker decently.
Yeah.
The trees are a little annoying, but Vengeful Spirit stun followed by Dawnbreaker, Celestial Starbreaker, and you can usually kill a Nature's Prophet if he's anything below like 80% health.
Dire team
They
pick.
have much ways of staying, like, pushing them away, and that is going to be the Dawnbreaker offlane. Another thing is that Dawnbreaker just doesn't really care about the sprouts, right? You just throw your hammer and you move. You just don't care. You're gonna have a Quelling Blade as well. So overall, I like the DB and the Vengeful together against the Nature's Prophet quite a lot.
Yeah, the main thing is it seems like they're gearing up for a bit of death ball. I believe we saw this yesterday as well.
5
I
seconds
don't
remaining.
particularly remember which team brought it out, but I think we saw something similar
Radiant's
along the
team
lines
pick.
of this, right? Where you're trying to ball up Earthshaker to really break that, or maybe start the team fight with a long range fissure, a few setup stuns for the Dawnbreaker to lay in as well. This might really put the Vengeful Spirit into position 5, or maybe they're switching it around, I don't know. But one thing's for sure, Kappa Dota on the side of Avium, they are not short on stuns right now.
No.
But one thing I'm kind of scared about is there's a lot of mounting
5
tower pressure
seconds
between the
remaining.
Death Prophet and Nature's Prophet already. And the thing is, they first picked the Nyx on Redacted. All I see on the side of Avium is uncontrollable damage coming out.
You mean like there's no way for them to not hit the Spike Carapace, right?
Exactly. Like this Spike Carapace is gonna be so valued this game.
Exactly, with the bouncing glaives, with the fissure, with the wave of terror, the echo slam.
Eclipse, Echo Slam, Aftershock. They're gonna be stunned as well.
It's definitely going to be something like, again, the Six Assassin is just looking so premium. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way you can avoid it. And but the thing is, Nyx Assassin, he's not great with the pushing lineup, if that makes sense. Like,
I get what you mean.
I love the Undying pick because you can go in Exo, Tombstone, Treants. That's fantastic. Nyx Assassin doesn't really add to your pushing power. You know, it doesn't do tower damage. It's not extremely like durable hero. His best thing will be sort of to stand in the front. I look at Kappa and I feel the same thing about the Earthshaker. I like the other three heroes. Dawnbreaker can go for like auras, but I would have preferred a support that was like the Undying as a position 5. You know, just put the Vengeance 4, get the Undying 5, something like that. Because the Earthshaker, the Blink Dagger requires time to get online. And if you go for the Avium Shard, you still require 15 minutes before you can get it. So
yeah,
both teams have heroes that don't quite fit what I believe they want to play, which is a snowball draft, right?
it's a little bit scary because I feel like both teams, I think we saw this a couple of times yesterday as well, but both teams are sort of trying to gear up for a bit of a snowball, like run you over bullet train draft, right? They want to get their auras up, they want to just barrel down the lane together, but some of the components, like you said, Tomo, they don't quite fit. I think the Earthshaker maybe was a bit of a preemptive response to that. They're sensing that, okay, everyone on the side of Redacted, they're going to ball up, so Echo Slam's going to be huge. But then what if you don't have Echo Slam, right? What if that's on cooldown? They can just kind of swarm all over you and the Earthshaker's going to be left helpless when he's surrounded from all sides.
Yep, just 1 second. I just need to go open the door for 1 second.
All good, all good. I got this. Yeah, so final picks here. I think like Atomo and me were discussing, I believe that it's still very up in the air in terms of what core the side of Redacted can pick. But I think, you know, Avium, it's a lot more clear-cut, right? One thing they're missing is the mid laner. Now, I do think that they need a bit more wave clear, a bit more damage to perhaps dump onto these immense amount of stuns that they have. The scary thing is you're probably going to play into the hands of the Nyx when you pick a hero like that. The ban is going to be the Bat Rider, so not wanting to get run over by the sticky napalms. In fact, MY Gaming, one thing they're missing is a large degree of disable, right? They have 3 heroes without any real way of kind of holding you in place, which could be very, very scary. Sure, you can swarm all over them. Sure, you can do a load of damage, but there's nothing stopping you from just TPing out, right? Once the Impale comes out, there's nothing much. So I think Redacted, they're looking for someone with a bit of disable. Primal Beast would have fit that bill, Tiny as well. But yeah, they need someone who can open the fight for them. They need someone who can kind of chain stun on with whoever is going on the Death Prophet, maybe counter initiate, something like that. Open the fight for the Prophet to TP in and get the Tombstone set up. I think that's what they're looking for in terms of a call.
Yep. Thanks for that. By the way, I do like the getting rid of both the Tiny as well as the...
Oh yeah, I thought those were great bans.
Me too. The one thing I like about it is that Redacted, they could really use a frontline guy who's like, Death Prophet, you open Exorcism, you have the Spirit Type, like you could still be bursted down before these spells come out.
Yeah.
Nyx Prophet, very fragile, Undying.
I thought... I mean, they're going to pick Puck for themselves here on the side of Avium, but I was thinking like a Mars could be pretty useful here for them on the side of Redacted. Just someone to really be that beefy frontline along with the Death Prophet, get that counter initiate off, really break up the ball of what the side of Avium might want to do. It's pretty decent against the Dawnbreaker, has the Bulwark for the physical resist, that can block some of the glaives coming out as well. Do you see any other pick here that's possible for the side of Redacted?
I'm seeing Kunkka, Dragon Knight, Centaur, War Runner, and I agree with you on the Mars. Like, it depends if they want a mid or an offlaner, because it's going to be one of those two very likely. I feel like the Nation Prophet carry is just too good. Especially, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, some sort of beefy front line, so that because the Death Prophet, Nyx has an Undying. If they're caught unaware, they can be bursted down. Undying without Flesh Golem, Nyx without Spike Carapace, Death Prophet without her Spirit Siphon. Like, these heroes, they have decent-ish health, but they do rely on their abilities to stay alive, and where someone like a Mars is just naturally durable, Centaur the same.
I think regardless of whatever it is, you need someone who's comfortable just rushing that BKB and perhaps losing some tempo, because right now I'm looking at the side of Kappa Dota, they got disables and magic damage out the window, right? If you pick someone who's an initiator, you might lose out on just kind of the mobility that you get, because okay, Ember Spirit's gonna be picked. Interesting here. Do you like this?
No,
I don't know how I feel about this. It's going to be a mid-Ember more than likely, which puts Prophet, like you said, to position 1 and DP to pos 3.
Yeah, I don't like the Death Prophet, the Ember Spirit at all, because I was thinking, like, we talked about the amount of control, right? A fissure out of nowhere, followed by a couple of stuns and you're dead. A coil into a Dawnbreaker Solar Guardian and you're dead. Like, this... It does feel like both teams at the very last pick shifted from whatever it is they were going. Because you look at the Forest 4 for both teams, you can say there's a fair amount of snowball there, right? We have disagreements about the Earthshaker and Nyx Assassin, but there's not many position 4s that snowball very hard. Maybe like Shadow Shaman, but or Jakiro, that's fine. But then you look at the mid, it's like this fragile, elusive hero that scales decently well, but doesn't really help you. It helps you kill, doesn't help you bring down towers. Neither Ember Spirit nor Puck does anything to buildings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Avium, not only because they played for the tournament, by the way. Not only for that, but yeah, I do think their draft is just a little bit better. I do think they kind of lack a bit of meat in the front line, but then again, so does Redacted, and I just like what they have more.
I think this game is going to rely very heavily on what Yabish can do on the Ember Spirit in the early to mid game, right? I think as well, I mean, Nyx Assassin not known for his laning prowess, but if he's able to open up the bot side for Sisu 1 to 3 or Tiny Toss to really get those items out, we see how oppressive DP can be. I think in the previous game, even on just yesterday, we saw Yang Zai, you know, really try and do his best to hold it down for the team, even though things were looking very dire. And this is a hero that can do that. This is a hero that can really get up to an unkillable standpoint, and you know, maybe you get a quick hood, maybe you get a BKB, and suddenly you're standing in the front lines and tanking and buying your team some space. So I think it's still doable. It's not completely out of the question that I think, you know, maybe the side of Redacted can pull something out here, but I do have to agree. I think Avium are definitely in the front row of what I would consider in the favor here.
And by the way, Avium, you know they're good because they start off with the 5-man smoke.
Yes.
You know? When you see that, you're like, all right, I see what you're doing. You sir are, you know, you guys are playing.
You guys are professionals or something? Like, what is going on?
That's not what we signed up for. These guys definitely put on their game faces.
Yeah.
We have Ontario going. Is he going to go top? Is he starting off? No, he's probably going to go. Oh, he's going with the 6 mango build. Interesting. I thought about 6 mangoes, but I only see 4. Did he eat 2 of them? Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong, and I just didn't see it correctly. But either way, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be able to do.
30 seconds.
If any team's going to go for first blood here.
Yeah, both teams, I mean, they're using the Treants already to scout. Very nicely done from this Nature's Prophet player. It seems like they have an idea as to where they are. The circle is drawn in. I think they probably got spotted by the ward a little bit here. So both teams just going to avoid each other, claim their part of the map here. And yeah, it looks like a standard 2 for 2. No crazy business despite the early smoke, and a nice wrap around here for the side of Avium.
Hunt a man or woman.
This is Death Prophet versus Luna as well as the Vengeful Spirit. I kind of favor the Luna Vengeful Spirit just a little bit more. It does feel like there's a lot of damage there, but it would, like, the kills can happen from both sides. Vengeful Spirit can also be brought down. Same thing with the Luna. They both have decentish health, but there's also a good amount of damage from the other side. Nyx Assassin, by the way, I didn't realize, but this hero starts off with 540 health. He's got an extra 20 from the Iron Branch, but homie's fragile. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you give him a flick on the carapace and he's gonna keel over. This guy, you know, he might benefit from a nice amount of health regen and a decent amount of armor starting at 4 here, but it's nothing too crazy. As you can see, both teams putting heavy emphasis on that, securing that range creep. That's how you know we're in a serious game. You know, everybody is kind of throwing the spells out just to secure it, throwing the magic missile just to play interference. Yeah.
Iope making sure the creeps don't even go into the tower range just so they don't get killed by the tower.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we want to make sure the lane is close to your side. Jason Williams, he is taking a lot of hits, actually. We talked about it, but he's got 2 mangoes, and of course, he's naturally regenerative. Is that a word?
I guess so, yeah.
That's the word.
He got the 2 mango, 4 tango situation going on. So Jason Williams is looking pretty okay. Nothing too dangerous for him. And now, the one thing I'm concerned about is even though there's a lot of harass potential coming out from the lanes on the side of Redacted, if you look at the side of Avium, once they hit that level 2 and level 3, the stun combinations from both side lanes could be very scary to go up against. It could potentially 100-0 you.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's just... once we see Cyber, he is already level 2, he's got to lose some people. I like the bottom lane, I gotta say, I really don't like...
Outside though, Jason Williams, I just get first blooded, turns around with a nice double impale to create that distance. But yeah, this is so scary because in an instant they can just disappear. So I think, like what I was saying, I think it's really on the side of Redacted to try and create as much as a laning disparity early on before they get, you know, if their opponents have level 3s and full resources, they're just gonna get completely burst down.
The laning is going fantastically right now for Redacted, especially like in all the lanes that are coming out ahead. Up lane, are they gonna get a kill on Nyx?
Spike carapace. Can't turn it around here, but Jason Williams juking through the trees, can't outrun the creep, so one last Lucent Beam. Needs to get the final touch, can't find it at the moment. Nice cut through, and gonna get the vision through the tree line. Seopi's gonna claim that one. And a good start for the Luna, but take a look at the resources, it's not looking too pretty.
It's not too bad. You do have the flag bearer. You're still getting a bit of extra regen. Like Luna's got 14 for a while, and she's just 8 tank. It's not the worst. You have mangoes for some mana, but I agree. You really expand a lot. Bottom lane, I gotta say, I really did not like this Earthshaker pick because Earthshaker Dawnbreaker against Undying is the
Yeah,
best
you're just asking to get your strength stolen. This guy, Ontario's having the game of his life right now.
And the Tombstone as well. Like, do you think Earthshaker is gonna be able to take out Tombstone with his one of the slowest attacks? It's like no.
True.
So it's really good lane bottom for Redacted.
I mean, I think that goes without saying across the board, right? Redacted, it seems like they are a disconnect here. Unfortunate. Yeah, I think this was something we dealt with yesterday as well. I think the mid player also playing. Is it the same player?
I think it is.
It was called Santos, right? That was his name before.
Yeah, but he's rebranding.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he's interested in changing how he looks. You know.
Yeah. He wants to put a new him forward, but I mean the disconnects. You can't change the internet that fast. We're gonna have to wait for the puck for a little bit here. But yeah, I wanted to point out. Take a look at the CS disparity. This is looking a little rough.
A little rough is how my dad treated me as a kid. You know,
oh my gosh! All right, we gotta go there, yo.
Oh, of course we are. This is absolutely brutal. You know, this is a beatdown right now. Ember Spirit 18 and 10 to the 7-2 from the puck. Vita. I think it does get a tiny bit better once you have that level 2 illusory orb. You can spam that out a little bit, but overall Yabish is dominating. There's no other way to really put it. It's just going really well. Bottom lane slightly less in favor of Redact, but still still going well for them. Gia almost doubling the CS of Chia Seeds. Top lane is the most even thanks to that first blood, but even then it's still double CS for Mr. Tiny Toss. I love his name, right? He's like, I'm 1-3 or I'm tossing you to the tower.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing for me is just that with this DP hero, once you get her to that level 4 or 5, that's where she's just going to completely dominate the lane. As long as you can't 100 to 0 her, you literally can't square up on her anymore. Yep. And yeah, it's not going to be a good situation. I mean, the Nyx does die, but like we said all along, the Nyx doesn't really bring a lot of laning presence. He's just trying to play interference as much as he can, stop these pulls from going off. But yeah, I think as long as you make space for this Death Prophet to hit those critical levels, that's where it's going to be very useful here. It seems like there's some lag going on. Not too sure what's happening.
Despite everything, though, the win probability favoring the Dyers, Avium a bit slightly. You know, even though they do have, of course, that net worth disadvantage that we're seeing, it's creeping up to that 1,000 net worth as well as the levels. But it's still the lineup of the Luda as well as the Vengeful Spirit is very powerful with the physical damage. You know, a couple of points in Vengeance or in Lunar Blessing, and you hit like a truck. And top lane, very hard to be a melee hero like Nyx Assassin with no mobility against 2 range heroes with stuns. It's a nightmare.
Actually, on the topic of the Luna Venge, I'm wondering, Atomo, you know, we talked about how both these drafts want to hit a certain death ball timing. Do you still think that's the case with these final mid picks, or do you think they have a different game plan? Like, what is the timing that each of these teams are looking for?
Well, neither Puck nor Ember give you death ball in the sense that we understand it. The fact that they can pick off people is a way to snowball, right? Like if someone's dead, you can just take a tower and you have a numerical advantage. So that is what the Puck as well as the Ember give you. They both are very low downtime heroes. Ember a little bit more so than the Puck. Dream Cold has a slightly decentish cooldown, but you kill someone and you bring in, you know, the Luna and a couple of heroes and you just get a kill. And so it's kind of fine. Both teams also drafted a global presence hero, the Dawn and the Nature's Prophet. So once they catch someone, they really are banking on getting those kills and pushing that way. Oh dear lord.
I think I think they're still trying to figure things out here, but yeah, like you said, I kind of like the global presence. Actually, I understand what you mean by they don't really contribute to the death ball, but I don't mind these last picks, right? Because one thing these drafts had an issue with was starting a fight. Right, that was something that they were both missing, and the Ember as well as the Puck just give them that. With the Dream Call to start, this kind of keeps all these heroes with not much mobility in place. Especially the Death Prophet, she wants to roam free and just kind of chase you with the Spirit Siphons and the Ghosts. Not gonna happen once you're called up. It's really gonna kind of stick you in place in the fights. Same situation for the Ember, a lot less committal with the Searing Chains and already edging out a very big advantage, I'd say 3 times the CS of this park. And I mean, one of the weaknesses of the park, yes, sure, you can dodge out the way, the harass of more telegraphed abilities, but with something like this Chains and Sleight of Fist combo, he's just gonna keep spamming you down.
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, and of course it's the melee versus range matchup in the mid lane where melee always has the advantage in CS with the quelling blade, or just yeah, he has a quelling blade. And you have better attack animations, it's so much easier for the Ember to get CS. You have to be a really good proc player to be able to come out here in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, with that said though, you can be the best puck player or best Ember player in the world, but still not gonna stop this Earthshaker from rotating. Very nice moves from Melt, just kind of beating the other support to the punch there and making that difference. But oh, actually committing a Tombstone. They want to apply pressure to this tower here. And making full use of the treants and the absence of Melt here. So there's the fissure available. They're gonna try and focus it down. And yeah, they're gonna get it, but oh, Mal in a little bit of trouble. The last auto attack, not enough. The trees, they finish him off, and Earthshaker's gonna take a tumble.
Honestly, not too bad overall for Avium. Yeah.
Top side though, Seopi getting just punched away at by Sisu 103 as Jason Williams runs under the tower, gets stunned off. Tries for another. They just need another Crypt Swarm. Last touch. Do they have it? The last auto attack gonna find that Luna. And the Spirit Siphon, they're trying to chase up the Jason Williams, but they're into a level 2 Spirit Siphon right now. Oh, and the Crypt Swarm finishes off that hero. And this is what we were talking about. As soon as Death Prophet reaches this critical mass, you gotta be careful.
Oh, by the way, I love what Death Prophet went for. The double Wraith Band build.
Yeah.
This is something we're seeing more players go for because this item already gives you a massive amount of armor, 2.7 I think. Or no, actually more like 2.8, and then at 25 minutes it gives you an additional, becomes 5.6 armor. So you're already standing with like 11 armor with these 2 items later on. Of course, you have to wait a little bit, but fantastic against all the physical damage coming out from Avium's side. Vita's got his work cut out for him. He's gonna have to make really impressive rotations once he has the Dream Coil available.
Yeah, I mean for now, still kind of struggling with the harass in the mid lane, but at least after that rotation from the Earthshaker, managed to kind of pull it back, you know, to about a more even stage. It's not looking quite as atrocious. But I mean, top side, like you said, like this Death Prophet gearing up. I mean, one thing about the Wraith Bands as well, just allows for such ease of last hitting thanks to the attack speed, you know, that additional damage as well coming through.
Look at Avium, they decided to swap things out. They're feeling like this is not going well for them. So they just decided, hey, let's just put the Luna and the eventual Spirit Bomb. I kind of like this a little bit more. And oh dear, Shaker.
Malt being chased down though. Gets that bounty. Can't run away from the chains though. As last touch, Yabish gonna claim that one for himself. So the Ember in a really good position here. And I mean, it goes back to the story we were selling from the start of the game, right? Like, you know, the side of Redacted, they just need to kind of claim this early advantage for themselves, and that's where they might run away with it. Because, yes, they have stuns, but if they're not strong enough to stand in the lane, they're just gonna lose towers so early on. I mean, they deny it, but still, this is a off-lane tower gone so early on.
Again, this does help Avium, Redacted, but one thing you gotta add is that the bottom Dire tier 1 is the worst tower in the game. Like,
That's true.
It literally gives you nothing. So while you don't want to lose it 7 minutes in, it is going to be lost, and not too bad. You do get denied, you get a bit of EXP out of it.
Wrath of Nature does come out here. Chia Seeds gonna get committed upon by the Exorcism. The spin just gonna get stunned up. And they can't stand against it. I mean, now they're just gonna convert this Exorcism with the help of the Ghost to take this tower. They're trying to get a return on the mid lane though. The stuns coming out. They're overlapping their stuns quite a bit. Dodging out with the Remnant. Nicely done from Yabish. And the TP in. Zia is here to play, and Song Jong Ki, unfortunately, is going to be the victim in this situation. A bit too low level to really offer anything other than their initial stuns. And once you sort of layer those on each other, that's just about all the control you have.
Oh man, it's getting very deathbally for Redacted, isn't it? You know, we're looking at the net worth. Top 3 all on them. Dawnbreaker has just absolutely suffered. Same thing with Vita. It's not as bad for some.
Oh, Yabish wants to go in. They're just surrounding this park. The sun is there. And Vita stands no chance. Solar Guardian coming in. But on the absolute wrong hero, he must have just clicked on the map. Now with the cancel, Mal, level 3 on this Earthshaker. Here comes Sisu with the Spirit Siphon. No need for a slow when you got a Crypt Swarm. Not even needed when the Sleight of Fist cleans you up. The side of Redacted are absolutely rolling right now.
I mean, I'm trying to find something positive, man, you know? It's like I'm trying to think like, oh, maybe this is like, nope, it is It's very scary. You will have decent team fight when you get the
Your
Solar
green
Guardian
is
and the Dream
something
Coil
bad
up
is
again.
happening.
You have Dream Coil, but
Dire's middle tower is under
it's
attack.
still very tough. And Luna is not here to win fight early, and she might be losing her life.
Middly Whitley got all diddly.
Oh, I mean, take a look at the vision they've already set up here. One nice ward placed in this lane means that anyone is going anywhere is gonna get spotted out. The Luna try to TP out. Now gotta survive against the creeps and Yabish with the double damage. Nice rotation there, and really, the space on the map is just slowly, I mean, I won't even say slowly, very quickly being choked out. You talked about the tier 1 tower bot being the most useless one for Dire, but now this entire ancient area is just open for them to invade.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it's just what are you gonna do about it? They're even gonna be able to take this stack here. It's not the biggest stack in the world. So they're just gonna let it go. Luna's not a hero that can really recover in a bad situation. She can farm very fast, but her build is what? Max Moonglaves, Max Lunar Blessing. She brings nothing to team fights. Oh,
Try there from Jason Williams with the setup, the Magic Missile. Gonna hold that Nyx in place, but Mal still level 3 on this Earth Shaker. Not where you want to be, as that's gonna be an easy Spirit Siphon. Already level 4 on that ability. Now Jason Williams have exposed himself a little bit, no spells up, gonna go down, so that's a nice kind of pick off, punishing that overextension there from the Nyx, trying to get a ward out.
Unfortunately, he already got the D wards. Like, yeah, you get the kill. It's actually an even trade. I mean, it's a better trade losing your Earthshakers for their Nyx, but you also learn to use the ward. It's not such a
Oh my gosh.
control.
No.
2 Sleight of Fist and Vita's already at half HP. Things are looking rough, to say the least, as Yabish has that Orb of Corrosion and the Javelin. And I mean, take a look at the items on the side of Redactor right now, right? Maelstrom completed for this Prophet along with the Midas. The Death Prophet just inches away from that mechanism. And already has the Hood completed. They're looking at the top tier too.
Are they gonna throw an Exorcism? Or they might be like, no, we don't even need it. It's a bit of a slow going. But
tower is under
dude, all mid lane.
Yeah. Yabish getting gone up upon the Dream Call to keep it in place, and the Wrath of Nature just gonna finish you off. A misfire on the Searing Chains though. And Yabish gonna have to get out. Stunned up right now. The hammer coming through. Dodge out with the remnants. Nicely done. Fancy moves here. Fancy footwork. Not fancy enough as the Earthshaker finds him. That is a huge kill for the Shaker to get. And I mean, even though Jason Williams finishes off the puck, I think still that's a good trade. You'll kind of have to take that, right? I mean, the Earthshaker gets a nice injection of gold, a bit closer to the Blink Dagger.
Radiant structures
And I mean, you take what you can get.
Yes. I mean, I get it. I'm gonna agree with you, but they also lost the top tier.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, it's suddenly not that good. 7K the map control, it's kind of slipping away here.
You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, I don't think it's that good. Dawnbreaker's ultimate is also, they're not very coordinated on Avium in this game. You gotta say, like, they can feel that there's pressure, so, like, the Dream Call comes out, we don't see a Solar Guardian, even though Chia's kind of had available. Because I was looking at the call, I was like, oh, he's definitely gonna throw it. But it's a smackdown right now. Avium is gonna take a big team fight to come back. Their net worth is about half on almost all their heroes right now. You look at the loot. It's tough, it's very tough.
I mean, if you're honestly, right now, all Avium need is a bit of a pep talk, right? You need whoever the team captain needs to rally his team together. Okay, we're gonna take a team fight. This is how we're gonna chain our spells. Because even things like the Shaker Fissure and the Magic Missile, they've just been layered over each other thus far. You need to think about, okay, what is the structure of the fight? Who are we focusing? Who's hitting the tombstone? Who's getting this ember? Who's doing what? Lay that entire plan out, then it's gonna be a lot easier for your team. Because right now, it feels like they're playing very frantic, right? It feels like, you know, they're throwing spells out willy-nilly. They're not really thinking about how they're gonna actually finish off a lot of these kills. And that's coming to punish them in a huge way. Both supports still without their ultimates at the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? Like, you might be able to put Chia's bottom lane right now, and he farms up because he's only 10 seconds away from his ultimate.
Okay.
So he could be able to get... I mean, I understand that they're going to give Sayopi the lane instead, that's fine as well. But, oh wow, this
is a very early Roche, but I mean, they've smoked out. It seems like they have a smell of what's going on here. I want to say maybe they do. They can scout with the Wave of Terror. Doesn't seem like they know at the moment as this Roche. It's dropping at half HP. They scout it out with their spells. This could be a huge fight for the side of Avium. This could be the fight that they need. The stun out to start. What else do they have? The double stuns out onto that Nature's Prophet and finishes off immediately. Still, the backline though, Earthshaker getting comboed out, but that's a huge Echo Slam. Holding them in place for now. The silence up on Solar Guardian, not letting it go through as Dawnbreaker goes down, but Sayopi is here to fight. This is a pretty good trade, all things considered so far, but now it's the Death Prophet's turn to play. Still relatively uncontested, forcing the buybacks out, but it's too little too late as they clean up. They were able to take down the Nature's Prophet to start things off, which was pretty huge, but they can't face up against this position 3 DP. Too many auras, too much damage, and the Spirit Siphons fully used means that they might be able to get this Roche for themselves.
And the buyback used by Earthshaker was just to give them anything. I mean, in the end, it's just like Roshan is just going to go for them. So even though it started off pretty decent, you can see the difference in net worth in that fight, right? Like, if they weren't so far behind, they would have been able to... Because it went pretty well for them. They just started the fight immediately. They just stopped his out. So, unfortunately for them, though, people get dropped. Their net worth is so low that they don't have the steam to be able to win these fights.
I mean, really, it felt like for me, I don't know about you, Tomo, but I think there was just one missing component in that fight. And if I think that went off, it would have changed everything. It's the Solar Guardian, right? I think Chia Seeds, he had a really, really good performance yesterday on the Dawnbreaker. Right place, right time, lining up the spells very nicely. But it feels like today, he's a little bit off the mark, right? Like the Solar Guardian, maybe not really respecting the silence that could come out from the DP or not familiar with the cooldown. Just channels it right in front of her. Oh, nice dodge out, you bitch. He's dancing right now. He died in this spot before, but the swap just for the damage resist. Is it going to be enough though? Slash down, the Maelstrom Pro going to get him, and oh no, this Luna found on the sideline. Where's the help for this position 1? Nowhere in sight. The Puck trying to dash in, but going to get stunned up. Last touch. Slide of fist, 3 more seconds. They see this Luna, the silence up, and oh, Vita, nice save for now. The Mac gonna keep this Ember alive for now, but the Puck is silenced as well, and gonna get slashed back the other way. Chia Seeds finds that Ember though, another huge kill to get the second time in a row that this Ember's gonna go down. As they continue the chase, do they want to commit under this tower? Not for now, but they save their Luna, which is huge.
I'm wondering if the players are gonna watch this replay later, because I gotta say something about Chia Seeds. He has all the components of a Soul Ring, but decides not to buy it. So this is not something you should do, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're gonna buy the 2 gauntlets and the Ring of Protection, you might as well just finish it, because Dawnbreaker is a hero that wants, like, she's got mana issues, and Soul Ring helps you out a lot. And you have a way to recover with Luminosity. So, if you're watching this Chia Seeds, get the Soul Ring, bro!
Yeah, I think maybe the idea is just that he feels like he's dying so fast in fights that he doesn't even have a second round of spells to use anyway. So he's just kind of feeling like, okay, it's a bit of a sunk cost, but you know, if that's how you're feeling, then getting a Deso isn't really going to help that much either, right? I mean, it's going to give you a lot more damage, but the survivability is what you're looking at. As another push now in the bot side, but oh, Sylvie actually shows herself here. I don't know whether this is where you want to be on the Luna.
Actually, the point about Soul Ring is that you can gain like the first 3 or 4 minutes and just spam out the Celestial Hammer.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Right. It's like the item would have been paying for itself. So oh dear.
Athos? The stun out to try and keep the Seopi safe. I mean, this Luna's in a very, very awkward spot here. They could try and commit onto her, but doesn't seem like they want to at the moment. And the Park disconnects again. A bit unfortunate here. This is a very awkward situation. What do you think the plan is here, Tomo?
I mean, the thing is, you don't have like a Blink Dagger on Earthshaker, right? So you're not going to be able to get those big Echo Slams. If you can get a 3-man Dream Coil, you can swap someone and break the coil that way. That would be fantastic on the Death Prophet, right? Just coil her, break it by swapping her out. It'll be like, it's like pretty damn long duration if you can do that. So that would be nice, but I mean, I feel like you're so far behind net worth wise that it's just not going to work out. If that makes sense. Like, you're going to need to execute. Beyond miraculously for it to go well.
Okay, I mean, speaking of miracles, I think I might have a feeling as to what Avium are trying to cook up here. Tomo, you ready for this? Take a look where Mald is. He's hidden behind this tree line. I don't think they see him. I think the plan is that they want to dangle this Luna like a little piece of bait, force the side of, Redacted feeling a little comfortable, feeling a little strong, maybe waltz up. You know, we can take down this cat lady. Bam! Out from the tree line, Mald with a 4-man Echo Slam, sets up for the Solar Guardian, chain stun central. And they turn it around with the Eclipse. How's that?
I mean, that could work, right? You could also just swap out the Luna if she gets in trouble. They commit a bit more. Like, it doesn't, like the Luna, if she's in trouble, you have options. It's a good idea. I mean, the thing is, anything they do is going to sound pretty decent. It's just that anything they do is also going to be extremely difficult because you're so damn far behind.
That's true. That's true.
Like, that is going to be the point we go back to. The graph agrees. It's 91% in favor of Redacted.
Oh my god.
It's like there's nothing like they're playing decently on Avium. They're not like, they're just like a little bit behind the enemy team no matter what they do. So execution has to go not just well for them but very badly for the enemy side.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like, I mean, it's not even like an outclass, right? It's just like, it feels like you're rolling up to a golf course and you're just getting ready, you just pulling the club out of your bag, and then there's already this dude on the same course, he's right next to the putt. That's kind of what it feels like. It just feels like, they're 2 steps ahead and they were given, it's maybe a byproduct of the draft, maybe the tempo that they played, maybe the advantage from the lane, but it kind of feels like Redacted, they're just 3 steps ahead. Not even skill-wise, not even strategy-wise, but in terms of where they're at in the game stage, in terms of where their power spike is in the draft, they've just kind of clung on to that power spike and they've never let go, right? They've just really forced the issue and kind of continuously put the side of Avium in these bad situations where they've taken suboptimal fights, and before you know it, 16 minutes, 12k gold lead. It's looking pretty hard right now.
Yeah, and the big part of it, I think, comes down to the Undying. Ontario being able to shut down both Mauled as well as Chia Seeds with just, it's like, it's so good if you're Undying, Undying versus 2 melee heroes who can't even hit the tombstone. Like,
Yeah.
that is just the best part. It is the best game of his
Yeah.
life,
This guy does not even. He's just laughing, right? He's just laughing. This is I don't know how much you play Undying, Atomo, but this is like Undying's dream
Plenty.
state. You look,
Plenty.
yeah, you look. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I think once you're in these type of situations, because Undying is a very. I think it really depends on your laning opponents, right? A large part of Undying is just kind of winning the lane for your core, and sometimes, you're up against the odds, you're against 2-range heroes with disables and slows that can really kind of keep you in place, and that kind of feels like shit. But then you're against 2 melee heroes who are forced to walk up to you, they want to square up on you, you bait for your carry. This guy has what, a 10-minute Midas Maelstrom, you're laughing all the way to the bank, you're just deranged laughing. This game was on you, you did that.
And not only that, but also you have the Sprouts, right? So it's like if you may not have a stun, but Sprout level 1's very long duration, so you get the Tombstone and right up there, you're like, well, I'm just gonna make sure I have a bunch of zombies ready for, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely been just a perfect game for Undying.
It's been rough. I mean, okay, so let's cope a little bit here. Seopi, going for that Dragon Lance, I think it's a decent item to pick up just in terms of stats and trying to keep you alive. I think we were talking about this a bit about Drow, yesterday, where we were saying, you're losing anyway, might as well get the Yasha. But I think it's a bit different for Luna, right? You have inbuilt sort of farming mechanisms. Okay. They're still trying to push them away, but the tower's dropping low. And they can't keep this siege down for long. The Leech's Prophet actually just TP's out. They're trying to go forward, but the siege creep taking a long. Where's the swap for COP? Not in time. You had the Solar Guardian, you had the swap, but you couldn't throw it out. And now Chia Seeds gliding it up. The slash is there, and oh no.
That was a disaster. That was again, we didn't see a Duke Code come out, we didn't see a swap come out. It was kind of decent. They almost got the swap down, but oh lord, it's just absolute. It's looking really bad. It's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, I really just go back to it really just feels like Avium, they're a bit disconnected, they're a bit desynchronized today. We saw amazing team plays come out from them just yesterday, but it feels like they're a bit frazzled, right? The speed at which the side of Redactor played has caught them a little flustered right now. Seopi comes forward, there's the swap finally, but it might be one fight too late, or maybe perhaps 16 minutes too late, as the Luna's just gonna die to the lingering damage. And this Ember, no fear whatsoever, comes forward, cleaves up the Dawnbreaker. They have a coil, but at this point, they don't even have any follow-up damage. The side of Redactor, they're just strong-arming this push here, taking the rags. Oh no.
It's looking very over. Maybe if you could swap people into the fountain, that's an option, but I mean, like, there's nothing you can do on Avium's side. It's very unfortunate for them.
Dyer's
Right
middle
now,
tower is under attack. Hey,
from
forget about
the beginning of the lane stage, you look at their net worth, they're all doubling their counterparts, right?
Yeah.
This Puck is twice the Dawnbreaker, the Ember Spirit's twice the Puck, and she has twice the
Bad
net
dudes,
worth of
middle
Sayori.
tower. Everyone, go now.
I mean, just like you said, right? Just off net worth alone, Luna is a hero that really relies on the tempo. Sure, you can recovery farm, but it's one of these things that we talk about again, right? It's not a good matchup for this hero in this game. There's too much to tank the Eclipse. There's too much damage flying at her from all fronts. Sung Joong Ki tries for the swap, gets silenced up for his troubles. And they're just cleaving through the lines. 28 to 6, 20k gold lead. The puck dodges away, but they're on the hunt. No survivors allowed on this map. Vita, the zombies are on the hunt. The silence available actually catches the puck, doesn't dodge it in time. And not going to be able to jog away. Oh, the Ember TP's in to finish him off as well. This is just cruel. I mean, I fully expect the GGs to be called anytime now.
We do have Blink Dagger finish on the Shaker, so there is a chance.
Copium.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inhaling massive.
Okay. Okay, Echo Slam, Solar Guardian. This could happen. but the Earthshaker immediately gets revealed. The opening, where is it? He's trying to find it, but his teammates are getting kind of chucked down. There's the Echo Slam onto the Death Prophet, but this is the Death Prophet still with Greaves, the stick as well, and she's just completely fine. Pops the Exorcism, the ghosts are out, and the ghosts are gonna come for you. Vita forced to turn there and run, and COP on the sidelines, no help to be found. The Vengeful Spirit is dead, being chased down by the Ember Spirit. They clean up Chia Seeds, they take down COP, and this Earthshaker with his beautiful new blink forced to blink back into the fountain and laugh. That's all he can do.
About to get knocked over.
As oh my goodness, Redacted. They just absolutely destroy their opponents here.
Avium overdose is killing me right now. I really pushed on that one, but you basically just walked in and blinks out. That is just rude, you can't do that. They're already dead.
Yeah. Oh, swap into Fountain. They might have killed it on this DP. They find it. It's a pretty good one. But oh, the 5-man glide. There's so much damage coming through. And they're just Fountain farming their Mount. Trying to help his team out by throwing some stuns out. Sun Jong Ki as well. Come on, man. Just end the game. Don't do him like that, man. Here comes the double stun in. Tried for it. Doesn't clip COP, but more than enough damage with that Nature's Prophet. 16k net worth, 25k net worth advantage overall, and the GGs are finally called. They've had enough. They throw in the towel, and your first grand finalists have been decided. It's got to be Redacted, vying for a chance in the upcoming best of 3 against their opponents for a grand prize of $1,000. What a performance.
Yeah, they're definitely very scared. By the way, Avium, does Redacted know Avium's the one handing out the prize money? Because they might not get it with that. They may be like, listen, we were going to give you money for winning, but that was kind of mean. So you guys aren't going to get anything.
Yeah, you guys didn't play nice, and according to our rule book, we just published 10 minutes ago, you ain't getting it. It's going to be split evenly amongst the victims of the bullying, which is Avium, okay? But I mean, okay, jokes aside though, we look at the post-game screen. I think there's not much to say about this game that hasn't already been said, right? It's really just, I think, I wouldn't say it was a superior draft, but they just didn't manage to hold on for the first few minutes. They just got gapped a bit too hard in the early laning stage, and they weren't able to kind of turn around and take advantage of their disables. It's just rough, Otomo.
Yeah, it's just very unfortunate, right? Like, we can see what Kappa was trying to do, but you do look at the ranks and it's like, yep, it is a different. Redacted, they've got some serious players, like some serious Dota 2 players. But here it's Avium. You can tell like they did what they could, but there's a skill gap. And
right, let's take a look here. Your Bish at 2,400.
That's my boy.
That's your boy. That's your boy right here. Yeah, I mean the off-lane player, I think really stood out to me. Rank 1k, nothing too surprising there. Let's see here.
Williams.
Ontario, yeah. Jason Williams is pretty high up there. COP, Divine 3, very respectable. Sun Jong Ki at the Ancient level. Maul, I think, was really impressive yesterday. Ancient as well. I think all things considered, if you take a look at the the ranks on the side of Avium, it's all very respect. I think they put up a really good fight, all things considered. It's not even like they played bad, like we said, right? It's just kind of a byproduct of getting outpaced in the draft, and that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's very normal. When you play against a team that is much higher ranked than you, this is generally going to be the score. 99 times out of 100, basically. It's Avium. They made it all the way to the semifinals. They took down 2 opponents to get here. Next time they're going to probably be doing a little bit better as well. So kudos to them for trying. But Redacted was the better team, and they showed it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I think this is something we talked about to some of the organizers as well. This isn't going to be the last event that Avium has for the Dota community that they have, right? So, very exciting stuff. And I mean, Otomo and me, we've been following it since day one. Maybe in the future, for future events, we can continue to tell the stories of these teams. But it looks like it's the end of the road for Avium's squad for now, as all Avium representatives have been knocked out. As we inch further and further into the grand finals, that will be the match coming up. As I transition us back to the camera, we're getting back Tomo's lovely face and his beautiful red shirt.
Well, I mean, by the way, you gotta love red shirts, because when you ever work anything with green screen, they tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
We want the exact opposite of green, and let me tell you, red is pretty far away from the green spectrum.
If you know anything about the color spectrum, that's what you got. But yeah, as you can see, ladies and gents, coming up next, we're gonna have Redacted, who are our first grand finalists. We still haven't decided who their opponents will be yet. Let me just take a quick look at the brackets to see whether they've been updated. Let me just switch us over there. So do a quick refresh.
I like how
And,
we
like-
say that we haven't we haven't picked it. Like it's like our choice.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, as you know, I think if you follow the pro scene, the casters are really the puppeteers of everything, right? We're
Oh,
just engineering
definitely.
this tournament from start to end. We know, I mean, this bracket was in my Google documents just yesterday, right? I was the one who wrote this entire script, so nothing too surprising there.
The best thing we can do is that if we want a team to lose, we start praising them. We're like, oh, look at them, perfect farm,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
carry against.
No, then they hear it in the cast, right? Then they're like, okay, we throw now.
And that's how it is. That's
Yeah.
exactly like now you have to lose. That's just the rules of the game.
Okay.
Very unfortunate for them. But I do imagine that it's going to be BAYC because they defeated Tess, who is the
Yeah.
winners of the last time. Tess looked really strong.
Yeah.
BAYC taking them.
Okay,
I
but
mean,
to be fair, with that being said, we've only really seen TSS, right? We didn't see the opponents from Click. So these guys could be strong contenders themselves. We know nothing about these other few teams. So CLWD, this captain at the Click side, I mean, I'm wondering whether there's a way for us to watch the game, but I'm not sure whether I have them on my friends list, which is the problem.
I mean, then again, to be honest, do we even have friends in Dota? It's just not. That's not how it works. We don't have friends.
Oh, come on, don't do me like that. Oh, I might actually be able to get into the game here. I'm not too sure. Would you want to watch it, Tomo?
Of course, yeah. Why not? Let's.
Okay, let me see whether it's the correct game or not, because it might just be the game that we were just in. Okay, actually, I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, okay. I think I found the game. Give me a sec. Let me just pop us in here, real quick. Switch back into the in-game screen, and there we go. Tomo, can you see from my camera?
I can. We are 15 minutes in, and it is definitely in favor of one side.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Basie looking good, but it's Click who's looking. Oh no, wait, I tell a lie. I tell a lie. It's Click on the back foot. It's Click on the back foot.
I told you, man. I told you. BAYC, they're gonna win. BAYC. The Radiant squad is really good for themselves. Despite a lot of meta picks on the other side, they got. You know, they got the Naga sign that changed the vector, the other side's got full world, they're still crushing it.
Yeah. Give me a moment here as I just update the team names and make sure that everyone knows what's going on here. So there's no confusion. We are looking at the second semi-finals game here between Click and BAYC. It's still pretty early on, but it's looking a bit rough already.
Not as rough as the previous games. Not as rough.
That's
I mean,
true.
you have a Naga sign farming, you have a good, decent team fight with both the Puck as well as the Treant and the OD. Like, you got a lot of these nice abilities to work with. You don't have much front line is an issue for them, but what happens? It comes to you in time.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you take a look at the lineup from the side of BAYC, right? It's a very early-centric lineup, with especially the Pugna. I think that's a hero that has a very early power spike. Very interesting build, though, going for the Grease into Aether Lens, so becoming that aura bot for the team. I'm not really sure what position he played, but my guess is going to be mid.
Or off lane, right? But I think mid makes a little more sense. It's really hard to tell. It could have gone either way, honestly. Like, we didn't know if we didn't see the beginning, so we're not quite sure, but... yeah, the aura bot, he's got the Aether Lens, he's got the Greaves like you mentioned, he punishes magic damage with another ward, and yeah, it's a bit tough, but you do have a farming Naga Siren who's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, okay, so I think I've worked out the magic puzzle. It looks like Bear on the Dragon Knight was the off laner, and Question Mark was the mid laner, right? He has so much net worth. I think that's the part that makes sense. It seems like the OD had a bit of a rough time in the off lane, only having the Meteor Hammer. But all things considered, like you said, the main two cores on the side of Click still doing not too bad. The Puck has the Witchblade. And like you said, Naga Siren just farming away, sending illusions to cut the creeps. This could be a very annoying team to kind of push up against. They do have the Dragon Knight, but the Treant Protector definitely slowing things down a little bit.
But he's only level 6, so he'll get the 6-point living armor. It's gonna take a little bit of time for him to get there. The slack of frontline makes it. I mentioned this a lot. I talked about this a lot, but it is a factor in these very close games. Is that you need someone to start fighting the body. And one side has the Dragon Knight, the other side does. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a lot easier for Bear to just blink stun somebody as they actually get a kill on the troll, caught out all alone. Use the battle trance, but still, that was a really good kill for them to get. I mean, these are the ways that you slowly sort of claw your way back into the game.
Oh, for sure, and he gets the pause as well. You know, gotta be honest. I wouldn't be mad if that was sort of a little bit of a manly pause, a little bit of hey, you see what don't.
Don't get too cocky, man. You can still die.
Come on, you're a troll warlord. I think he misused the ultimate, and they just sleep him in the mid. And he's like, yo, he gets angry that I go to sleep. It's how I am with my son, by the way. When he gets mad,
yes.
he gets cranky. And like, look, you need a nap.
Yeah, this was a really good Atomo and his son cosplay from the two carries here. Very, 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 very beautiful stuff.
Oh, he's definitely a troll. He's certainly a troll, my son. So it works at all.
He doesn't look like one. I mean, from the images I've seen of him, he looks adorable. I don't think I would ever call him a troll.
He's Satan incarnate.
Okay, alright.
That's my boy right
there. Not really how you speak about your kid, I don't think, but who am I to judge? I don't know the full atrocity this boy has put you through.
This made me happy. I can't go too much. Anyway, though.
Okay, alright.
We gotta be a bit nice. The tier 2 does drop, so sorry, that's another tier 2 dropping. They already have the outpost on BAYC side, so they need to get this back to establish some map control. Especially, and I mean, the experience is not a big deal, but it does help when you're super far behind.
Oh, decent pick off here from the OD. I think getting that vision from knowing the Venos just farming that area, and yeah, I mean, Merlin, I immediately regret my decision. It's for good reason, right? I mean, this OD has very much been out of the game thus far. 2, 3, and 0, not having the best time on the offlane, but still able to find these kills now with the blink. Very meaningful for him as he continues to kind of solo push out these side waves with Meteor Hammer. Anything you can do to just create space and some room for you to breathe on the map.
And by the way, there's a good amount of spells to steal on the Rubik, right?
Yeah.
You already have the Nether Blast, the Breathe Fire, both like very long-range spammable spells that do a decent amount of magic damage. So it's a nice game for the Rubik. I think the Breathe Fire is slightly better if you can get it just to reduce the physical damage. But I mean, like with the Nether Blast, you can push towers. Not that that's happening.
Yeah,
but you have that option if you ever win a fight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the main thing for the Rubik is he's kind of playing goalie right now, right? He needs to try and catch the waves where other people can't, and make use of his long range to kind of burst them down. And you can sort of see that everyone on the side of Click, they're just trying to get as much farm on the map as they can, just trying to expand, well, at least close the distance in terms of this gold advantage that the side of BAYC have.
Yeah, it's nice. I really like what we're seeing from the Rubik. I mean, this is why this hero is so popular. Is just that he takes every spell the enemy has and he makes it so much better. You know, lower cooldown, more cast range, more damage, and better stats resistance. I think the debuff. Sorry. So it's like, no, thank you for this excellent spell. Let me make it twice as good.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing with Rubik is that he's always going to be able to accrue a bit of his net worth no matter how far behind he is, right? Oh, bot lane, like you said, the troll, in some trouble. He's angry, yeah, but he's gonna get kind of pinned down into the ground. Okay, here comes the partner though. They're actually in prison, and here comes the blink. Uh-oh. Not what you wanted here, as the Naga gonna take a tumble for this one. Broga, unfortunately, this time doesn't win the duel when you bring the whole squad here. That's not one that you can really manage.
Yeah, when the homies show up but you don't expect it, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, in general, it doesn't look like they were doing enough damage to the Troll Warlord. And that was a little unfortunate. He's got the BKB now, so it's going to be twice as hard to build in the future because all his ultimate is just going to do nothing to him.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, actually, even if you look at it from a top-down perspective, OD has always long been considered a counter to troll, right? Because you don't really have much you can do about the imprison. Even if you BKB, he can just imprison himself, blink out after if you don't time the axes well enough. And the axes operate a little bit weirdly, right? Because only when the axe connects with your hero, that's when it does the damage. So, if the OD sort of, if you don't get the timing absolutely right and the connection, that's where you can maybe just blink out. And yeah, I mean, not an easy hero to get their hands on. They really need to rely on the initiation from the Dragon Knight to close that distance. But yeah.
And here's the thing about Nagasai is that the hero farms really well, but in terms of experience, it's always going to be pretty far behind because a lot of your gold is going to be coming from illusions all over the map. You're not going to be getting experience with those. He's only level 13. When you look at the troll, he's only level 16. You look at the level 15 on the Dragon Knight, he's level 14.5. Like, there's a level gap coming.
The smoke up. They see this OD, the blink preemptively nicely done. Can he turn around and get out of here? He needs to run as fast as these little wings will take him. Doesn't have another imprison. The Dragon Knight's on the hunt with the Bloodlust, but not nearly enough move speed, and that's going to be a failed smoke gang. A lot of time wasted for these individuals on the side of Team BAYC here, and meanwhile, like we said, every single moment you get that you can just kind of split the map and farm like this is so valuable. Oh, they're chasing the partner down. There is a Orchid available as well to keep him silenced up. Doesn't actually throw it out on Broga. Silences up that DK instead, and they finish off the partner. That's a huge kill to get, but Broga not getting out of here alive. as the puck gonna dodge away from Merlin here. The TP in, Bear, no stun for another 5 seconds, means that the puck TP's out, but trading the puck now for the Naga, not too bad, but Naga, not the hero you ideally want to be dying in these engagements or these pickoffs.
And look at VAYC. They say, hey, listen, the best counter to our Roshan attempts is down. Let's just go for Roshan. And they're just immediately going for it. But without the sleep, how are you going to counter it? Treant Protector is also very far away from Blink Dagger. I've seen a lot of these Treants with when they get Blink Dagger, you can do this amazing overburst, but he's still 1,000 gold away.
Yeah, as Roche, it's gonna be an easy pickup for the side of BC here as they just stroll in and take it. Not really much you can do, right? And this is kind of an unfortunate situation. You can split the map all you want, but when you're on the back foot, you just can't take a one-on-one team fight, and that's gonna be a free Roche regardless how you spin things.
Yeah, it's just without that, there's no way without the Nugget side. And maybe if you can get that, you know, a 5-man Dream Coil, 5-man Overgrowth into an incredible Sanji's Eclipse, you know, he's been hitting like for 5 seconds, that could work, but it's not happening. Still, it is they're putting up an amazing performance on Click, considering how far behind they are. They are not like losing their heads.
Yeah.
They're still pushing with the heroes they can. You can see the Treants going bottoms, but pushing out. Everyone's just doing a good job. It takes a lot to do this. You know,
yeah.
We see it. You know, oh, they're behind. They're losing. It's like, yeah, but they're doing everything they can to cut the gap.
Yeah, I mean, I think from the moment we saw a step into the game, Puck gets that phase shift out. Are you able to blink though? Fast enough. No instant sort of damage to be thrown out in that area, and dodges that gang narrowly. That's a Shadow Blade reveal, and yeah, like you said, every one of their moves, they're just drawing so much space. They're forcing the heroes on the side of BC to just chase them around the map. Not really where they want to be, still clearing the waves, being so annoying on their heroes. There's a Puck.
Shadow Blade, can you get him? He needs to
get
get it first. I mean, could
They don't
happen.
see him at the moment. Dodges out in the tree lines. Yeah, they don't see the Puck. He's just sticking around. Just dodges out again, and I mean, can wait out the axes. Another blink. Oh, not in time this time. Big time gonna go down.
That was a bit of a misplay. He could have blinked away.
Yeah.
Because your phase shift, it's like it lasts longer than the 3 seconds you need for the blink dagger to. He just kind of mistimed.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
A little bit of a panicked moment there, but I mean, all things considered, you know, when you talk about, I'm trying to look on the positive side of things. All things considered, they did drag the troll with Aegis all the way to this side of the map where he doesn't want to be. So that's like the furthest away from the next objective, right? So that's kind of how you need to play it. Yeah, you sacrifice your life for it, not ideal, but you do clear some creep waves, alleviate some pressure. You know, there's still some heroes here trying to make the most out of the map state right now. The Naga working away towards the heart. The only problem is now they're knocking on your high ground.
Yeah, it's like you do what you should, but again, it's not ideal as you're mentioning. They are supposed to use the glyph here. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I thought he jumped out. I was like, where did he go? Then it's like, oh, he's like.
Yeah. As the Rubik stealing the life drain, just being pesky. The Puck has respawned, but needs to be careful because of the Nether Ward. Might just get pinged unintentionally there, and then just get the blink cancelled. So.
What are you doing? Naga's got creeps in the mid lane, cutting. Like this is like I'm saying.
Yeah.
Click is losing, but they're losing in a way that shows you that these guys know their Dota backwards. You know what I mean? Like they know everything about the game.
Oh.
And a really good job.
Uh-oh.
No.
Troll on the hunt here. Can he find the right one? Has a hunch that this might be it. Pings her out as well as they see her. Pops the ultimate immediately, but not the BKB, so that's going to be a Song TP out. Naga hides back into the sea. I mean, you force the Song, so the next catch might not be quite as lucky for this Naga, but yeah, I mean, could they continue to pull this troll around the map? They get the tier 3, yes, that's true. But at the same time, they don't get much more out of that. You would love to get a lot more from this Aegis.
It's fine. It's yeah, it's like you said, right? You are able to get the tier 3 mid, but you are also wasting a lot of time trying to find people. They're gonna have to book it if they want to, use it for a high ground push right now. And
the troll running up to the high ground. Oh, the instant root. Tam stands no chance. Very unfortunate, but really, more than anything, good patience play from Tredge W1 here.
Yes. I mean, that's all he's been trying to go for this play for a lot, trying to get that first hit bash. No, sorry, first hit root. It pays off eventually, so.
Yeah.
You can't blame our profile.
Yeah, it's not really his fault. But okay, Merlin getting this early gem, I really like. Now I don't know whether you still consider this early, but getting the gem is a really good move, especially when you're ahead. That's where you can snuff out the vision and stop these cutting plays from happening. Because the only way they're getting away with this is because they see you on the map. But if they don't see you anymore, it's a lot harder for them to show their face, especially against the SB Troll. But now the SB Troll wants to get the rags here, just punching away.
he's got Fireball because he's still Dragon Form on the Rubik. That is an interesting interaction. I realized that if you have the Dragon Form, you already get Fireball if you have the charge. Oh dear.
Uh-oh. This OD just gets melted down. The overgrowth not in time. And what was that? How do you get caught out there? You have the Aghanim's and you just stroll up and die. I mean, now here comes the blink in. They want to get the touch of the Panouts as well, but they're still trying to get rid of these racks. But again, the Naga cutting the wave. Can they do it through backdoor regen here? The Troll Fervor is going to do the job. And with the Bloodlust, it's going to be more than enough here as they take down this set of racks despite the Naga's best efforts. Jumping forward, has the call available, but the TP's out already as they reset.
Very unfortunate, man. Losing the OD like that. And also, Rubik, you don't really want Dragon Form. What you want is Breathe Fire or you want the Nether Blast. These are the two abilities that can help you defend because they're very low cooldown abilities, especially the Nether Blast, that can allow you to sort of push the enemy away. But Fireball is nice, it's just not enough. It doesn't really do what you need to.
I'm not gonna lie. You know what ability I think he needs?
What?
He needs either Fire Blast from the Ogre or Dragon Tail from the DK, because he needs just stuns to keep them in place at this point. I mean, he has more than enough damage with his OD if they can lay into him or keep the kind of disables going, but they can't face off in a 1-to-1. That's how their draft works. They just need to buy themselves more and more time for the OD to keep imprisoning the Naga, to keep sending more illusions in. And that should be their game plan. I don't think you can afford to go for the nukes because realistically, you're not going to burst anyone down. Take a look at how tanky this partner is. Greaves, Hype, and now working on that Lotus Orb as well as a smoke out comes out from Click. They're trying to find somebody here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, right? Like, it's a Drag Tail's what? The longest stun, ultimate stun in the game at 3 seconds. I guess you can, Mirana Arrow is a strong contender, but it's one of the longest basic stuns in the game for 3 seconds, especially if you get a couple of those stunts. But, oh yeah, will we have engagements?
They're looking for something here. One is Shadow Bladed up. They are smoked, so if it pops, they should know someone's here. But they don't have the detective for this troll, and he's just gonna ravage the back line. Takes down the Rubik to start, pops the battle chance immediately. Tam, what can you do to save your team? That's a huge overgrowth to start things out, as well as the Dream Core keeping them back, but no follow-up damage. The troll is still on the hunt for the Naga. They can't find this pesky Naga Siren, but there's the song. Gonna TP out Tam. Does he have the TP out available as well? The troll, he's hard on the heels here, but the blink out immediately. Bear finds him right on the mark. Beautiful stuff from this Dragon Knight. No way out for the park. Grounded into the dirt. And that's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange, and very nicely played from the troll as well as the DK to set that all up for the team.
Broga might need to book to the top lane. TP's bottom, but you look at the Radiant side, they're thinking, hey, well, I mean, let's just go Rax top if we want to. It's they do finish Linkus, we're on the puck, which means that situation in which he just died is not going to happen the next time. But we don't have an Nagasai to defend. Nagasai went bottom. Very far. He revealed himself. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, you kind of need to send your illusions to cut these waves. Your towers are just going to get mowed down. Not much the rest of your team can do without the help of the puck right now. They do steal the Nether Ward, pretty cute, but it's just going to get instantly eliminated. So, no defensive play on that. Oh, the blink out. And yeah, this is just gonna be a second set of racks. Not much you can do here. No song available, no vision, thanks to Merlin with that gem. Just snuffing out the map entirely. Sure, you have a few sort of cliff wards here and there, but you know, it's not feeling too good.
This is something that we see with like the really good teams, is that if someone reveals themselves on any side of the map, the other team's like, oh look, Nagasai is over there, we are next to another objective, we just immediately go for it. So with Nagasai showing bottom with that push, and like trying to arm up, which is not a bad thing, just you can't reveal yourself in that situation.
Yeah, you can't do that. You gotta send the illusions or something. You can't give any sign that you're there. I mean, they're just gonna move all the way across, but okay. Pangna still doesn't have the Lotus Orb. Could get catch on him. He doesn't have a way of dispelling. They get the Dream Call. Pangna just gonna throw down the ward preemptively, reducing some of that spell damage, but instantly gonna get eliminated. Turns around with the Drain. But the Banish gonna get him out here. Mass TP is coming out though. Bear wants to fight. They get the partner to start the fight pretty good. Pops the BKB. They want to take out the OD right now, and they're gonna eliminate him immediately. Overgrowth too little too late as Broga doing the damage, but they want to evacuate. A bit of miscommunication here, forcing the song out. And the TP gonna get that Naga to safety. Seems like they were a bit mixed on whether they want to continue to take that fight. The chase is on for the spots as the 4-star comes forward, but I think that's gonna be all of that. The buyback from the OD though expended.
I mean, you trade 1-for-1 trade is fine, but the buyback coming off of is the one that hurts them. And they were kind of smart not to take the fight. I commend Click on knowing not to go for that, because with the overgrowth down, with OD dead, with the Dream Coil used, you're not winning that fight. So it was smart of them to cut their losses when they could.
They're trying to go on the Ogre here. They imprison his ally and just rip him to shreds. Now, Merlin might be next on the chopping block. This could be really huge. They gotta reclaim the gem if they notice it's there. And yeah, I think they know. They have to know. I don't know who grabs it, but... Yeah, okay, Rubik grabs it. So, I mean, this is the beginning of the comeback here. They smoke in front of the Plague Ward. I'm not sure whether they know, but the line is drawn. They know exactly where the Troll Warlord is. I'm not sure how, I'm not sure why, but they're making a beeline straight for this individual, and he seems to smell something's up as well. He's gonna evacuate. Oh, they could find Bear here.
Oh, they find someone else?
The immediate hex. Not sure who that was from. Was it the Naga? Yeah, I mean, the Cypher Vice coming up huge here. Bear turns around with the stun. Now gonna break the call, and the healing there from the partner. More than enough to keep him alive. A very tanky boy. Is he gonna back up? Nothing more to be found here in this situation. As the Roche actually gonna respawn in 7 seconds. And the pings are out, but no one's scouting for it. I mean, if they just walk into the pit, they're gonna see it here.
Would be really good for them to know, because at least even if you don't take it, at least you know, so they make sure they doesn't get it for free. Click, and they are going to get the outpost a little bit of map.
Oh, Tam. Oh, no. I mean, I think this troll, Tredge W, just has been so on top of these pickoffs. You don't really expect a troll to be such a good solo pickoff hero, especially prior to you know, any sort of basher, but he finds it, and this is going to be a free Roche. Take a look at how fast it goes down. The free shot for them as well.
I mean, you blink and you miss it, basically.
Yeah.
And, wait, who are they going to give the shard to? Dragon Knight picks it up, but I think you can give it to... Ogre Badger has got a hand of Midas?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a Midas since the start. This guy's been ramping up on that farm, working his way towards that scythe, and he's gonna be the lucky man with the Aghanim shard.
I gotta admit, though, I love hand of Midas on the Ogre Badger.
Yup.
I feel like you gotta go for it. You know, if you're playing Ogre Badger, you can get the hand of Midas. It's so much fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Even as a support, you know, just be like, guys, I got double kill.
Yeah.
I got 1,000 gold.
As a level 30 ogre, I completely approve of this build.
It's the best.
It is the best. It feels so good, dude. It feels so good.
Until you get like 3 single might like transmute uses, and you're like, okay, that kind of sucks. Like, but he's going for Hex, by the way, so you can't get the multicast of the Hex, which is absolutely wild.
A siege onto the last set of ranks here, as this might be the moment we decide our second grand finalist. 20k gold lead up. They're trying to do what they can to kind of keep them at bay here. There's only so much they can do. Oh no! The self set up with the Lotus, and the OD doesn't have buyback. The blink forward from Kick Zero, but can't even get the overgrowth out in time. Forced to buyback, but what else do you have? No more imprisonments on your side as your ranks just taking the full brunt of the damage from this Troll Warlord. You need to go, and you need to go now, but instead Reflector get a huge Lotus Sword purchase, making so much happen for the side of Base C here as Panots. No buyback on that Rubik. This is looking like the beginning of the end here as the Troll runs ahead, looks for the Naga. The Overgrowth gonna come through, but immediately popping the BKB. The silence up onto the backline, but really there isn't anything else up to offer. The Naga gets chopped down to a slice of sashimi here as Tredge W1 leading the team to success here. A really, really nice early game. There were some moments where it felt like the side of Click might have pulled it back, but really well played. And we can tell why they beat Tess. We're gonna have a sick grand final, Tomo.
Yes, we are. A holy, well done by. I love their name actually. They're really these guys. So they really have their names cut out for them. Fantastic performance. We kind of from the start, I was like, they're probably gonna win it. You know, like we saw them beat the champions yesterday. We knew this was gonna be a team that's gonna be hard to beat, and they come in, Click, valiant effort. These guys again, they know what they're doing, and I'm very excited because we have 2 incredibly evenly matched teams coming out. I will say something though. There's no way in hell that this Troll Warlord is an Archon. Like,
that's perfect. I think something they said was that there's a lot of people playing on Smurfs this match, so I don't know whether we can really rely on the ranks. I doubt it.
Only
but
for
I mean,
Troll. I think the rest seem like they make sense to me. You know what I mean?
What do we got here? Run me through the ranks.
Just a bunch of Mortals and Divines, all make sense, except, there's no way in hell that this Troll Warlord's gonna come to me with Archon 5, and he's gonna build the perfect item build to catch a puck. Like, that's not happening.
I mean, he really played super well, right? I don't think Troll is a hero that you really think about when you think skill expression. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, he made it look so good. And I really like this draft. It's very unique. Pugna and DK, not really heroes we see in the meta that much. The Venomancer on the support as well probably played a huge part in getting this Dragon Knight the early advantage in the lane. And you know, even though Click, they tried their best here, unable to really pull through. And that's gonna be our second grand finalist. It's gonna be I think it's Bay C, right? Bay C versus
Yes.
Redacted. As we
Yeah.
get that bracket update here, I believe we're gonna go for a break before we move on. 10 minutes, I believe is a good enough amount for me to kind of get myself in the mood for a beautiful best of 3 grand finals. What do you think, Atomo?
Yeah, I think, yeah, we'll go for 10 minutes. You know, I'm gonna get me something to eat as well, and then we're gonna come back to the grand finals. We'll know very early. I mean, the two teams seem fairly evenly matched, and maybe the best team win.
Okay, yeah, I mean, with that said, we'll take one final look at the brackets to see how we got here, as I'm going to switch it over. Of course, we can follow the trail of our 2 grand finalists over here. I think at first, you know, in Bay C, they just kind of dominated throughout. You can just assume that they did, beating all these teams, especially Test, right, which was the previous winner, and Click as well. You know, they are solid opponents, as we can see from some of the signs of their play here. But I mean, Bay C, it seems like they're one step ahead right now. And of course, on the flip side, Redacted as well, just perpetually sort of outperforming their opponents. We followed them as early as the first game, and just now as well, they just kind of dismantled Avium. So this is gonna be a match to watch. I mean, I think throughout this entire tournament we've been waiting for this sort of caliber, and we're finally gonna get it in the best of 3. And like you said, Atomo, may the best team win. But for now, we're gonna go for a short break. Atomo hungry, and Atomo must eat. So we are going to feed him some good Dota. But first, perhaps a meal as we go for a 10-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello?
I realized I'm muted, but let me do that again. Okay, you know what time it is. We've been waiting for a little bit. These teams have taken a little bit of a break, but we're in for a bit of a barn burner. My name is Permasneeze. I'm joined by Atomo, and we're about to have a banger of a grand finals here in the Avium x LimauDAO Dota 2 tournament. Atomo, how are you feeling, man?
Very good. I'm grateful for the surprise moment that we started because I was sitting here, nothing, and I heard "Welcome back to the show." I'm like, "Oh, welcome back! Hello, I'm also being welcomed back.
He's
Thank
also
you."
back.
I didn't realize we were going back so soon. But yeah, it's good to. I'm glad we have these two teams. Both of them, based on what we've seen so far, look evenly matched. It could go all the way to actual 3 games. I do think that once we game one, we'll see one team's like gonna be slightly ahead. Maybe that team's just gonna take it. But matter. Like I do think the two teams are evenly matched. I hope we go to 3 games. I hope we get 2 even games. It does like this is it's fantastic to see. And by the way, the two teams are going to be competing for the $1,000 prize pool.
Okay, Atomo, I'm gonna have to cut you right there. I think you might have activated voice chat in party, so I'm hearing you double.
Oh, my bad. I'll close it off right now, actually. And I did actually open the
there we
party
go.
too.
Okay.
There you go. So sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, more Atomo, the better, right?
I mean, yes, but depends on who you ask as well. So, yeah, it's going to be. See, you made me lose my train of thought.
It's gonna be Redacted versus BC. I think it's what you were trying to say as we get into the game here. Yeah, I mean, these are two teams that we've seen basically rise up through the various best of ones, and to win that many best of ones, you kind of need to really have an edge out over your opponents. That you kind of got to catch them by surprise. You got to hit them hard, hit them fast, and really just outplay them at every chance because you don't have a second one.
Yeah.
Right? That's gonna be it.
Technically, now you do. Now you do, but yeah.
Now you do. Now you do.
I like when you see I don't know why Dota does this, but they have this thing when you put up the image for your team logo and just cuts it in half, and you have to like you get the right side, so you can tell the two teams are sort of made for this tournament. They're like, oh, here's my cut off in half banner, which is unfortunate here.
With that said, I am going to bring us into the draft as we have both teams already starting the picks and bans here. Of course, I don't have the team names in this screen right here, but for the context of everyone watching, the team on the Radiant obviously is going to be Base C, and the team on the Dire is going to be Redacted. I'll have that up once we get into the game itself. But yeah, I mean, any expectations here, Tomo, in terms of the draft? I mean, we haven't really watched a lot of Base C, but I think the story we keep telling is they beat the previous champions, so they gotta be worth their salt. And on the flip side, you know, Redacted, their team we've been following the entire time. They've looked phenomenal.
Yeah, I would definitely go with BAC though, just because taking out the champions is no easy feat. And if you're gonna ask me for predictions, it seems like one thing that's gonna happen is that we're gonna get a very meta draft from both teams. You already see Lina, Ricky, Tusk going out, maybe Broodmother or Train Protector will come out next. Like both teams are clearly playing on the caliber where it's like I'm not picking, you know, oh I like playing Meepo, you know, it's like it's more like no, I'm playing the best here. There you go, stuff with the Death Prophet.
First pick Death Prophet, Resident Sleeper.
Nature's Prophet right after, something like that. I do expect both teams to go very heavy into the meta, very heavy into those picks, you know, nothing like crazy. Maybe we get the last pick, you know, a couple of crazy heroes, but nothing where it's like, oh no, we've never seen this hero before. It's a complete out meta. It's gonna be very meta drafts.
5 seconds remaining.
Is my prediction.
I mean, Sisu 1 to 3 already showed us such a dominant performance on the Death Prophet. I'm expecting the same. Olga's gonna be picked up. I think that was Jahui's hero, and he was the one playing it previously. He's probably gonna be reprising that role. Now, one thing we didn't see is how they kind of maneuvered the early game, right? Because we dropped in at the halfway mark. We don't know exactly how they I guess, managed such a great lead at the early stage of the game. So, I mean, this guy is probably playing some mean ogre if he managed to get himself a Midas and dominate the game that hard early on for his team.
If it's a 5 ogre though, not the best matchup against the Death Prophet, you know. And, this is actually the exact same supports they had in the previous game. I do believe it was the 5 ogre, the 4 Veno. Neither of these heroes do well against the Death Prophet. They don't have that huge amount of lockdown. They're damaged mostly over time.
What the heck?
Okay, all right. Forget. Okay, it's going to be a very heavy push draft from coming out from MY Gaming, right?
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want to just go in. They want to just end the game as fast as you can. You are up against a Veno though, so Plague Wards can slow you down. Ogre Magi, you can Bloodlust the tower, helps a little bit. When you, but overall, I feel like both teams want to go really quick. The Dire wants to go really quick, like very, very quick.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that they stick to their guns here, what they're comfortable with. They just won the absolute, okay, not just won, they just dominated with this draft. But I do have to wonder, the one thing about these two supports that I can see is that they're both so icky to deal with. If you don't get any dispel on the Death Prophet, you're gonna be walking slower than a sloth in these fights. And Death Prophet, one of the key things is gonna be able to get on, like, it's about her ability to get on top of heroes with the Spirit Siphon, especially if the Ignite slow, all the slows in the Venomancer's pocket, that might not be quite as easy.
I mostly agree, but you mean Death Prophet usually gets Guardian Greaves, right? So
True.
it's not like,
You get one dispel.
You get one dispel. You can get UEC Lotus Orb coming out. You get a Fuel Scepter if you want. There's like a lot of options that we might see Sisu go for. So I'm honestly not too worried about the fact that there's a bunch of slows, right? Plus, if you're slow, if they pick melee heroes, you're just gonna be able to Spirit Siphon them. Now that's nice.
Yeah.
I like the Leshrac.
Oh
I like
my
the
goodness.
That
Talk about a hero that needs I mean, it needs to be sort of faced up against man to man. You see a Death Prophet on the other side. Who else can pump out insane amounts of damage? Who else has such healing on his side? None other than the Disco Pony ready to boogie.
I know. I mean, he's just like you say, man. But look at him. Like, look, this is a very fearsome looking hero. Look at those legs.
Yeah,
fantastic.
They look just like your legs, Atomo.
Except they're actually, I believe what the kids are calling them is thick these days. Thick
Come on, man.
Yeah. Okay, hey, look at that. The Tiny comes out, so more tower damage. It's probably a position 4 Tiny.
Yeah.
Could be a mid Tiny. Both options. That's the flexibility of the draft that you have. It's like we could go mid Tiny. But you might, if they might pick a carry right now. Keep the Tiny a bit flexible. If you pick an actual support or a mid, you reveal where the Tiny is. You want to keep that flex.
Yeah, I think the Tiny is most definitely going to be a support, like you said, just because I think in the period of time where Tiny carry was all the rage, I think it was very difficult for Tiny to deal up against all these slows, because Tiny not really a hero that likes to get BKB. So because of that, you know, all these slows coming out, all the magic damage will really put a dent in his rocks. And I mean, really good combo with the Death Prophet, 2 reliable stuns to keep people in place. And speaking of keeping people in place, that will help a lot for someone like the Shadow Fiend who wants to just raise you to death. Quick picks though, Ursa is going to be the immediate response. It seemed like both teams just know exactly what they want, and they've been able to snap it out without much contention.
Yeah, reserve time barely touched for both sides. A little bit more for the Dire, but this is going to be the Shadow Fiend. Fairly confident this is going to be the Shadow Fiend carry. It gives you that minus armor against buildings when you get the talent. So again, more of this heavy push lineup that we're seeing coming out. MY Gaming, I feel like they worry that the other team is going to out-temp. Like, they worry that the other team is better. But if you feel that the other team is better, you want to push the game as fast as you can. If you are really good in the first 20 minutes, like you play these push lineups, you win 20 minutes, even against a superior team, you can beat them because they're just not used to the tempo, or they could be caught off guard. So I really like what they're going for here.
Are you talking about, which team are you talking about?
The Dire sides with their fast tempo.
Okay.
I do think that the Radiant is a little more skilled.
Yeah.
But you can beat them with this fast push draft, because if you master the first 20 minutes of a fast push, you can win 80% of your matches. You know what I mean? Like, you just go in, you play the game, and you like just go very quick for the buildings. I mean, I say 80% as in like if you execute perfectly and all that sort of stuff. So,
okay, so one thing I do want to ask Atomo is that obviously the SF brings a large degree of minus armor with the presence, a lot of physical damage, and just someone to right-click the towers, right? But apart from that, what do you think it contributes to the draft? Do you think they picked it just in tandem with what they have, or do you think it's a good response to any of the heroes on the other side? What is the idea here?
I don't think it does much against the enemy team, right? Like, there aren't much stuns. I mean, I think there was only like, what, 2 stuns, Fire Blast, and so you are going to be able to get your ultimate off, scare them away, but I think in general, just for the extra tower pressure, you know? It does feel like that's what SF is going to give you. You know, minus armor, Exo, if this is a core Tiny, he does a lot of physical damage as well to buildings. Like, it just accelerates the draft. That's how I'm feeling it.
I believe you. I mean, this SF, we've seen
Why would
that.
I lie to you?
I don't know, Atomo. Yeah, but I mean,
again,
Okay. Okay, but jokes aside, here it seems like both teams they're missing one little component, right? I think on the side of base C, a little bit more disable and initiation, something akin to the Dragon Knight that they picked. Someone to start the fights, open the way for the Lash to just run in will be very useful. Brewmaster, a lot of control, not the best D push, but can cause a lot of havoc in the fights, and not a lot of ways for them to burst him right now. So I like that ban. But on the flip side, it seems like the side of Redacted, they might be looking for a mid laner.
Yeah, I would say so, right? I mean, we could put the death drop for the tiny mid, right? So it could go either way.
5 seconds remaining.
Like it's very flexible. The thing is, as flexible as it is, you're gonna have to pick something you don't have last pick. So you are gonna have to commit before the end. They might pick something even more flexible, but like a Dawnbreaker, where it's like it could go either way. But I think they have a very specific idea of what they want for their last pick. Like
what do you think completes this draft here? What do you think makes it all come together? You said they're going for a push lineup. The puck is going to be the ban out. For the side of Redacted?
I think they would go for mid Dragon Knight.
Oh.
It's really good against the physical damage from the Ursa. You might need to get a hood just so you can go up against like less strike and Divino, but you have a lot of heals coming out from the chin as well. And you add to the tower damage. So I think Dragon Knight. I think the Dragon Knight.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know though, because if you pick the Dragon Knight, that's like, I mean, the main issue that I'm seeing right now is that, like we talked about from the get-go, sure, the Death Prophet can carry a couple of dispels, but right now, everyone else on the side of Redacted is going to be suffering from the icky slows of this support duo, and it's not like they have immense burst to kind of take them down, right? The Venom's going to be able to kind of survive in the fights for very long unless he gets directly run at or tossed back. I'm a little bit scared for the side of Redacted right now. I feel like they're dealing up a lot against magic damage. Their solution is gonna be the Razor, so I like this pick a lot. I think it does what it needs to do. I can link up the Ursa, I can stand toe-to-toe with the Lash. It can really just nullify the supports once you pop the BKB, a natural builder of that as well. What do you think?
I think it's good for I mean, I guess they want to put the Death Prophet mid, Ursa off lane. Razor off lane against the Ursa, pretty solid, especially the tiny.
Remaining.
It's like, you get the stack link, you suddenly throw him back. Very easy for the Razor to deal with the Ursa in that situation. It kind of contributes to the push, but it's not the same where you have to get like an Avium to do that. I'm 50-50 on the pick. I thought if you're talking about the slows and the icky wicky, and I was thinking maybe Centaur War Runner off lane would be good. You stampede, you get away. That would have been an option if you wanted to go for that solution. My idea was that they triple down on the push. They go with the Dragon Knight. That would have gone.
That's fair.
But the Razor is the midway point that I don't like.
Okay. It's a little bit dipping your toes into not
Yes.
enough things. You feel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't as they say, don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
Go full in basically. So, Razor is fast, but not like the Centaur. He is decent against buildings, but he needs items. It's nowhere near the Dragon Knight early on. So.
Absolutely not, no. The one thing he can do is completely nullify the Ursa in the fight, right? If you ever find out the Ursa, I think that's what they're picking this Razor for. Now, last pick for the side of, I think, base C here, they need an offlaner. Like I said, I feel like you need to pave the way for the Lash. In that sense, maybe the Centaur's not too bad, right? The Stampede in, get the Ursa in where he wants to be. There's only limited disable on the side of Redacted, and they only have Avalanche to offer up. So I feel like, someone like the Centaur that can basically quite literally deliver the rest of the allies into the fight would be quite handy. Can run away from the Razor as well, disengage. What do you think here? Are you seeing any potential other picks?
Off-lane pick here, what do they need is the question.
X is a little bit dicey against the amount of damage that they have. The Vanguard doesn't necessarily save you from that. You could do Beastmaster, but it's a little bit awkward against the Razor, especially the single target disable.
Right?
Yeah.
Just takes your own pick. I don't know if you want to go Beastmaster. You go with Ember Smith, so it's
Well
going to
done,
be
whoever did that. Let's just play Dota 2 now,
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we don't know for sure because in the previous game, it wasn't clear whether the Dragon Knight or the Pugna was off lane. The Pugna was way more farmed than his counterpart in the Dragon Knight. But we'll have to see as we get into the game. But I think one thing that we know for sure is Redacted. Sia playing that Razor kind of means that it's going to be a carry Razor and a mid SF.
Yeah, great. All right. I mean, that's interesting. They want to put the shop in there. They put the Razor care because I thought Razor's best lane would be the off lane, right?
Right.
Against the Ursa. but they want to put a different buff. That's also fine against Ursa because you do get the Spirit Siphon. It's going to be dead buff against 2 melee heroes. So Spirit Siphon on 2 is always very easy. And the Tiny is also great against just like, oh, Ursa, go away. Just stop it.
Just throw some rocks at the bear. Just like, screw you.
Right? I mean, he Cocaine Bear? No, he's not Cocaine Bear. He gets affected.
I mean, he's trying to be Cocaine Bear this game. He wants to go absolutely crazy.
He does look like him.
Yeah, the way he's dressed up kind of looks a bit deranged, I won't lie.
I gotta say, I think I prefer the Dire lineup by quite a lot. Like this last pick Ember, it's giving me indigestion. You know?
Oh no, someone
someone had a bad dinner. It's making me uncomfortable. You know?
Yeah. Comparable to Taco Hat or no?
No, but it's called the Taco House.
Right.
Yesterday we actually had a debate on what we're gonna have for dinner. Me and Matthew over here. Wait, their name's Matthew. It's Mike. Sorry, my bad. So we were discussing, and I was like, oh, we'll just take the Taco House. And that was bad. It was bad.
I mean, it was a big mistake. Hopefully, this game gives you a bit more of an appetite for the rest of the series here. We've seen some one-sided stomps this entire competition, really. But this one is looking to be the best one in terms of just how evenly matched the games are, right? I think overall, we're going to have at least two games to enjoy, and I mean, we're quite familiar with these players at this point. Of course, you said you like the Dire lineup by a lot more, was it?
Yes,
oh, thank God.
I do, and I do like. I gotta say, I gotta admire Ogre Magi marketing his company. He's like, guys, come to my. You know, if you want this stuff, just come. What does he say? If you're looking for Dash services, I'm like, oh, well, okay, dude, he's hustling nonstop. You gotta admire it. You gotta admire it.
I respect.
I think the Dire draft is just very high tempo. They do need to do well, but if they do, it's very hard for the raid to stop them. And I like it. So high risk, high reward kind of draft. And they just
actually
3 bucks.
Yeah, nice presence of mind there. Jason Williams gets the D-Ward.
That's a lot to start with, by the way. That is a huge. They start off with a pretty significant amount of extra gold. Oh, they lose their own observer. Okay, okay. Who cares?
Yeah. Literally nothing we say matters here. Looks like it's going to be a Veno position 4. So it's Ogre on the position 5 here, paired up with the Ursa like you suggested. And Veno Lash is going to be a bit of a tough lane to go up against for the Razor, right? You throw out one Plasma Field, but you're very susceptible to this magic, just kind of spam early on.
Yeah, yes. Oh, by the way, you see that's the shortest static click I've ever seen. 1 damage.
Yeah.
Damage.
Your bish, just the skill diff. We were wondering why SF in the mid lane. It tells us exactly why. Level 1 Raze just slams that Ember straight on home.
I mean, this is going to be the thing. Ember Spirits versus Shadow Field. I think you can do well, but it's going to be a very tough game for Bear. With that, by the way, Gias, though, he is losing health. Ontario needs to start beating the lane. He does get the Harpy Stormcrafter, so it's going to be a lot of lightning.
That's really good creep to get, though.
That's the and then maybe we'll see a couple points in the Divine Favor as well, just so that he can help his team out. Because it's a lot of damage over time, and you want to get rid of it. And, oh dear, Ontario does not deport in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, he tries to now, but here comes the Lash, the stun connects, and the Sentry stays alive. I mean, kind of tough for this Chen. He still has the Harpy to work with, and Merlin has to back off and salve up. But out of mana, I mean, this is... it's very different when you're a Doom who consumes this and spam mangoes. Comparatively to this Harpy who just has to naturally regen up. Now, it's not too bad. The mana regen is 3 per second, but still.
It's actually, it's not bad at all, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
If you have like a Ring of Basilisk as well, you can just throw it non-stop, but it's pretty solid. The bigger deal for me is the double sentries, right? You throw out 2 sentries and you don't even deward.
Yeah.
Ouch!
That's a painful one. That's a painful one. Every support player knows this pain. And actually, swing and a miss there. The Mango and the Venomous Gale gonna only hit the Harpy. Really wants this one to go down. Not gonna get the last hit though, but...
That's fine. I mean, he was able to do a lot in bottom lane. I was seeing them going in, but overall, it's looking pretty even-ish in the terms of CS, except the mid, though. Yeah.
I mean, he's just single-handedly bodyguarding this area of the map, right? Like, Bear has to make the long way, walk around in Yabish, pump-faking these Razors. Oh, man, Bear is not having a good time.
And I don't think it's going to get much better for him. He's level... As long as he's going to get level 3 fairly soon, but Yabish is already level 4. And he just comes in, he's like, smacks him. And he's getting all the Necromancer going to be maxed, and he's going to give him a ton of extra damage. Very tough for you, dude. Very tough.
Yeah, I mean the third one. Oh! The shield isn't even enough. Your bitch is just styling on this guy right now.
What shield? That's 85 damage. What
Yeah.
shield?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, it's literally nothing. Especially the stacks on the Shadow Rays. I mean, ever since they added the slow on that, it's been so oppressive, especially when you're up against a good SF player. And things could really take a turn for the worse as early on as this stage, because the SF, you can optimize, I guess itemize to be a bit more of an early presence, and with your Ember nullified, how you gotta try and make things happen on the map?
I mean, remember, this is incredibly important that Bear has a good game, because this
Yeah.
snowball lineup is very scary, and you are like this is the last big Ember Smith. I'm still very shocked by it. And oh dear, we even lose Merle in the top lane, so
Yeah.
this could be a very quick game. This could be a very, very quick game if things continue the way they are.
Yeah, I mean, they do get a nice kill on that Venomancer. This is why we don't really see the hero in the support position, because if you get caught out by a couple of slows, couple of disables, it's very easy to get taken down here. As Bear once again getting chased away. Uh-oh, the move speed, not like this, not again, your bish. He's just squaring up, but okay, the TP's coming in immediately. Nice sleight of fist dodge. Your bish gonna have to back off here, but Jason Williams here to help him secure the runes. There's Jahuis with the chase down. They're trying to keep this Ember at bay here. So, actually, an Avalanche doesn't have the toss available, can't find it. But, gonna secure the second rune. I mean, they should have kind of squared up on Jason Williams when they had the chance. I mean, this is gonna be 2 water runes for this SF. And he's gonna be tip-topped up when it comes to mana.
Absolutely wild.
Oh, the stun. Saves him narrowly, but the last touch. Oh, 30 HP. Jason Williams. 2 seconds until the Avalanche, can't find it. But oh, look at them. They're just kind of circling around this Ember like sharks in the water. The courier gonna die though. It's a set of wards that goes down for Jason Williams. Not really paying attention there.
Well, sometimes you gotta give something. Even have you gone ship fishing? You gotta throw some bait to get.
True. You gotta lose some to gain the big catch, right?
And Yabish, he's gonna be level 6 before Bear is level 4. He's gonna double him in levels. That he is the.
Jason Williams still around, can't land that Avalanche though, and might pay the price for it. The toss up, but actually giving a kill over to the Ember. Not really what you wanted there, but I mean, it's still not the worst in the world. Yabish still 2 whole levels ahead of his opponent. But I mean, any sort of recovery for this Ember is gonna be so important here. Oh, it slows up. Merlin. There's a level 1 Gale. One more Sleight of Fist available, but the bottle refill from the respawn for Jason Williams.
This leaves Leshrac solo, by the way. Like, a lot of attention is being put in the mid lane. Both supports have to rotate, so the side lane really become a lot better for the Dire team, right? It's just the nature of the draft.
I mean, you say that, but this Lesh is having an absolute breeze up here as Bear goes down again. Jason Williams camping him out, and this Ember is not having a great game. But like we said, I mean, it's kind of looking a bit similar to the previous game that we saw. Maybe Bear, not super dominant on the mid lane, but it's this question mark player who came out of the lane with such a strong looking Pugna, and he's looking to do it again on this Lesh.
I mean, he is farming well, but at the same time, Ken is also going to get like a 9-minute connect, which is pretty damn fast. So,
Ace rune up. This Ogre stands no chance. Last touch. Killing spree for Yabish. Still wants to make use of that haste rune. Half duration on that. As they're trying to jump on this Death Prophet. But level 2 Spirit Siphon coming around. There's the raise. Gets the last touch and melts them all down. The last Sleight of Fist only going to buy him a little bit of time. As Yabish makes it a triple as he zooms around the map. Exerts his dominance here. And they could even exo. They're not even gonna need it. The tower's just gonna go down. I mean, this SF has completely dominated the game thus far.
Yabish has been just styling on Bear. Remember, again, this is the last pick Ember Smith. I cannot guess why they picked it against a snowball draft in this situation. The double Wraith Band build on Sisu, doing so much work in that, keeping him alive against all the damage from the Ursa, along with, of course, the excellent use of Spirit Siphon.
Yeah, I mean, this Death Prophet, we talk about Lesh doing well, but really, net worth-wise, all 3 cores on the side of Redacted just looking really, really good right now. As Sia just running down this Lesh, turns around the split up, gonna keep him at bay. Merlin throwing out a helpful Venomous Gale. The Storm does come out, though. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing much you can do about that. Bot side, though, they are chasing Sisu. Doesn't have any more Spirit Siphons, but has the move speed of an absolute marathon runner. This guy just zooms out of there. Upside, looks like the fight isn't over just yet. Ontario squaring up on this Lash, turns around the stun. They might be able to get the Lash, but the first, they're gonna get the Chen, the last touch. See ya. Have you overextended here? The Lightning Storm actually gonna get him. So even though they get the trade out on the Ogre and the bot side, they lose out big time. The advantage the Chen has been building for this Razor just lost in an instant, and even more gold the way of this Lash.
He's the only one who's having a good time on his team, honestly. By the way, look at Ursa.
Yeah, 10 HP. Narrowly survives that last creep solve. That was tight, but oh, bad. I mean, at this point, just swap someone else in, bro. Tag the brother out.
Maybe, no, you know what? Honestly, I'd be like this. Maybe the captain was like, hey, do you want to take like Huskar? He's like, no, Ember Spirit. He's like, do you want to take Cookie? He's like, no, Ember Spirit. He's like, are you sure you want Dragon? He's like, no, Ember Spirit. He's like, alright, you know what? Ember Spirit. And then it's like, alright, let him learn the hard way, apparently. Merlin, he's learning something.
He's got to learn a lesson somehow, but it's going to be Merlin who's going to be feeling the wrath of these goals here as the tiny toss in sends that Death Prophet in a one-way ticket to picking up that Venom for absolute free. Trying to make the most out of this early EXO here, but no creep wave to work with. He dragged it back and you have to just back up, clear the creep wave, try again.
The Abyss is going to go for a Shadow Blade, and I gotta say, like, you look at the Earth,
Radiant structures are fortified.
he is having a miserable. Only Leshrax got anything resembling a game. I mean,
yeah.
When this push lineup gets online, and it is going to get online very soon.
You say that, see ya though. Still kind of getting melted down by the Lash. Like you said, the Lash is the only one with the game. Trying to turn it onto the Chen, but the Chen using the creep to his best advantage, but can't get the last touch. And really, it does feel like this Lash, he's the only shining glimmer of hope. He's a shining RGB disco music playing glimmer of hope, but it's all they got right now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's doing what he needs to. He's giving. Oh, yeah, that's a kill. That's a kill.
Oh, that is. And on the Ursa, how did they make that happen?
I think that you know, Yabish was just farming a bit too confidently. He got low. You have Ignite. You have a Fire Blast. They were able to catch him a little bit. I didn't see the entire fight, but there is an Orb of Corrosion on the Ursa, so he was hoping to dominate the lane, but that investment into it got them a kill on. Oh, I was gonna see. They got them a kill on the Shadow Fiend. I was looking at Bear. I was like, Bear, are you okay? Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, finally hit the level 6, so able to get out of dodge of any sort of potential gank there thanks to the Fire Remnants. Once again, you can see that Sisu, he's not moving his ass away from this mid lane until he gets the tower. Now as a siege wave, no EXO to work with, but still, you can kind of see the amount of pressure coming out. The side of wait, what is this team name again? Is it Bay C? It is Bay C, right? Yeah, this is Bay C. Basically, they're forced to respond to this. They have no choice but to try and clear this wave as best as they can. But I don't know whether you have enough as the Ursa goes down. Your bitch gets his revenge. And now Bear tossed up. Killed off though. The Remnant out to safety. And here comes Big Bad Lash. Trying to turn it around. Gets the kill onto the Tiny for now. And trying to chase on. But the Purge creep thanks to the Satyr holds that Lash at bay for now. Bear jumping forward the Searing Chains. Has another stun available. She'll wind it up onto the DP. She has Spirit Siphons going off though. And the Chen, no ultimate available, means that this DP is going to go down. So a huge response for the side of Bay C here as they fend off the assailants and keep their tower alive for now.
And yeah, he's going to get something for his soul. But you can see Redacted, they are not respecting their team. Firstly, Chen, his mech was like 50 gold away. A couple of creeps he would have got it. He didn't have his ultimate, he was about to hit level 6, so ultimate lane. But like, they're not respecting the fact that the enemy can fight back, which, to be fair, they're very far ahead, but that's still something. Ooh.
Oh, yikes. I mean, Tredge W, he's got to be feeling a bit rough. We saw him on the throw and he was dominating, but he gets picked off by the Shadow Blade reveal here from the SF and gets just soloed by that Razor. I mean, that's exactly why you pick it. Now, spot out the SF here, that should reveal there's vision in the area. But I mean, yeah, like you said, this Ursa, despite getting that kill, forced to get the tome, this guy is having a rough one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you get Battlefield, you're still gonna need to go out and farm, right? It's like you get Battlefield, you farm myself. You get Battlefield, you just continue farming. So, unfortunately, I'm surprised didn't take a single point. The silence. You know, sometimes we see people go, you know, like at least 1 point early on. Obviously, you want to max out Spirit Siphon, Quick Swarm, so it makes sense. But also, they could have gotten the kill on the Ember if he had the silence.
I guess their whole prerogative is that they just need this DP to have these two skills at the strongest that they can be. If they get a kill, you know, it's going to be on the Ember. If the chain disables, the silence isn't going to really, I guess, help that much. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Oh, SF, wait for the Shadow Blade. There is a sentry available, but doesn't place it down in time. And even then, they don't really have the best catch. So SF gets out dodge.
Yeah, plus it's like he moves pretty fast. So you really wanted to get like a dust to catch him. And Noise does not have that top lane. was thinking they might be able to catch someone. No, but they are starting to get these. They're getting everyone together, right? They have the mech. Chen is level 6 down, has to the point his ultimate, but once he does, that's a lot of heals now. The durability of the dire draft is Shauna.
Yeah, this is the death push we were talking about with the creeps, with the auras, with the Razor. I mean, like we said, this pick doesn't really offer the best damage. But I mean, you know, your Bish gets another one with that Requiem, finds Bear. Catches his own off guard and very unfortunate there. I mean, this SF got off to such a brilliant start that he's just able to do this with the advantage that he has with the Shadow Blade.
I mean, we've talked about how much Bear's suffering, but the Ursa's even lower net worth than
How
him.
is that even? Oh, man.
He's the one who killed SF, right? Like, this hasn't been able to get any creeps, it seems like. I get it, like, he's got more creeps, so he's got less deaths. How is that a thing? And Roshan, that's gonna be a nice Aegis.
Yeah, they're trying to kind of scout it out with Merlin and these Plague Wards, but I don't know what they can do. They don't have anyone who can really enter except for this Lash. He's trying to find an angle in. They swarm onto all of them. The ultimate catches onto all of them. Can they get the Aegis? Bear grabs it. They get the kill. Is this the turnaround that they needed? The Requiem holding them away, but the big bad Bear and his Ursa ally are laying into their opponents. That's going to be the first life of this Ember, and the Exo runs out. No more Spirit Siphons. This is a huge turnaround for the side of Bay C. We didn't really expect it, but Jason Williams, not on his watch. The last stun, the Ember, he's 1v1 against this against his fellow captain. But he's more than likely going to be clearing this up. One last remnant, jumping forward, the chains. And what a fight coming out from Bay C to flatten out the advantage. Grab the Aegis, grab the kill, and just completely decimate the death push.
I mean, you get a team wipe. Ember finishes his mails from out of that.
Wow.
In 9 days, like, this was a huge moment coming out for the Dire team, right? They were expecting, Redacted was expecting to take an advantage here, start taking the tier 2, take the outpost, control the map. But what a fight, and good job of the Poison Nova. But you look at the damage coming out from Ursa as well. He was able to absorb everything. We didn't see as much from the Lesh, but it's crazy how the fight went, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, really, it goes back to the fact that Merlin setting up perfectly at this angle inside the Roche pit. Oh, the Bish sees this Slash, might have an inkling of what's going on, especially with his Diabolic Edict proccing. He's trying to turn it away around, but not enough survivability at this early stage. Too much damage coming out. It's a good attempt, but like what I was saying, I really feel like it came back to Merlin just getting that huge Poison Nova onto all of them. What a play coming out from this Venomancer.
I mean, it's percentage damage, right? It's got some base damage, also got some percentage damage on top. So, no matter how, like, as far as you're ahead, Poison Nova is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot.
Absolutely,
40% of your health at level 1. That is wild.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Icky, some would say.
Yeah. Mode cuckoo, some would say.
I don't know what that means, but if you say this, then I'm like, I believe you.
Jason Williams starting to feel the full brunt of the slows coming out. I mean, this is the combo that we talked about. Maybe that's why they picked it. Look at this guy, slow to a crawl. He's looking more like a rock than a hero at this point. A Blink Dagger complete though for this Tiny. Gonna be able to set up with the toss backs, get maybe the Ember or the Lash out of position. Now, I don't really know who you want to toss back though, because the Ember, you can remnant out, the Ursa's gonna turn on you. But they want to smoke up. They want to find some action with this Blink.
You throw the Lash and you get his Pulse Nova on 5 for the Bloodstone. And you're like,
Jason Williams. Uh-oh. Getting spotted out, and this is the pretty decent setup. They throw this BKB Razor in, and they're starting the static link up on the Bear. Do they have any way out? The TP and no stuns on this lineup means that the Bear gets out to safety, gets that kill on the Tiny, and that's not really the Blink reveal that you wanted. BKB pop for this Razor as well. And that's a 9-second charge, Otomo.
If they try to play pick-off on the Dire side, that's going to be like a death sentence for them. Their draft is not good against like these mobile heroes and chasing people down. Their draft is good against buildings.
Yes.
You know, you come to me and we'll fight around the building. I'll show you what's up. But how are you going to chase an Ember? How are you going to be chasing? And how are you going to chase a Leshrac and Ursa? All of them bloodlusted, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is not what you want to do if you're Redacted.
I mean, even with that said, like, we talk about the mobility of these heroes. On top of that, you were smoking through a field of Plague Wards. At any moment, if the smoke breaks, you're just instantly going to get the reveal. You're not going to get the jump on anyone. That's not how it's going to work. I mean, really props to Merlin for setting that up.
Actually, there's one thing I wanted to talk about now, I remember, is that getting a Blink Dagger against Ogre and Veno is
it's not cute. It
Ignite
is
is like what 8 seconds, and you can get hit by it a couple of times, and it adds duration, by the way, every time you're hit by it.
Yeah.
You know, it adds to the burst, so you can get, if you get double, it's like 16 seconds. You're not BKB, you're not blinking.
SF gets scouted out here by that sentry. He's a bit ahead of the curve. The stun is there, and that is gonna rip him apart. Where's the backup? No hand of God means that SF just goes down for free. Blink in though. Jason Williams gets a touch onto Merlin. Can they turn it around? Bear thinking better of it. Doesn't want to fight this engagement anymore. Thinks that, you know, is a pretty decent trade. I'll support for that Ember as they're retreating now. Jason Williams, another blink available, cancelled out right now by the Avalanche. They have the silence on the Bear. Does he have the survivability to get out of this one? The Sun trying to help him create some distance to Remnant away, but can't create enough. And can't dodge away. Tredge W just gonna immediately TP to the other side of the map here.
And the end, that's it, comes up fairly even, right? Yes, you lose your most valuable hero, but you get 2 on the other side. That's also worth quite a decent amount. Oh, Jason Williams, he's going for more.
Yeah, I mean, this is the exorcism being used though. As yeah, both stuns. Oh, the crit swarm. Oh, narrowly missing out on that kill. Good try there from the side of Redacted to keep the tempo going and make full use of this exo. You can see as soon as Sisu uses this, she's just sweeping across the map, trying to find whatever you can.
Map is getting smaller for the Radiant side. You've lost all your tier 1s. You know, that you can see that that's Redacted. They want to try to go for these tier 2s when they can. But I gotta go back to the Roshan fight, right? Took so much wind out of their sails. They were steamrolling over them before that, and now they're kind of forced to acknowledge, like, yeah, we can't like be as crazy as we want. And the battlefield is finished on Ursa, so straight jump W is gonna be able to
Oh, Merlin, huge poison Nova onto 2 here. As Ontario gonna be the first one to die. They might get both supports here. Not too bad of a trade. And it goes into the pockets of their cores, right? And this is gonna give the Veno, top lane, like I said. The Ursa enraged a bit too late. He couldn't pop it because of the Shadow Fiend Requiem, and gonna take a tumble. I mean, this Ursa just has not had a game.
Nope, you know, they've been playing. Everyone else has been playing Dota. He's been playing, you know, graveyard visitor guy. That I did not know I was going to go with.
Yeah, what is that? What does that even mean?
Hey, it went out badly. Okay, I know. I didn't have a line.
Jeffrey's just gonna go down. Very unfortunate there on the Ogre. Try for D-Ward, gets it, but pays the price of his life. He's what some people would call a graveyard visitor guy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Why you gotta do me dirty like that, man? He's not going for Midas though on Joy this game. He's realizing, you know, I can force time to play an actual support. Oh, you bish. He's spots now, thinking going for Merlin.
He's fine. He's fine.
It's like nah.
I honestly gotta respect your bitch a lot, right? Because I think one of the fallacies you can fall into as an SF who's trying to make plays with your Silver Edge is if you make a play in this area, you know there's a sentry, suddenly you get killed off, you don't have your support, you're feeling a bit like, oh man, okay, why am I even trying to make so many plays? I don't want to overextend. You play a lot more scared, and you slowly let your advantage slip because you're scared to make these moves. I think one thing I really respect about your bitch is, yes, he dies a couple of times, but he's still routinely moving across the map, trying to find these pickoffs alone, and still trying to make space for the rest of his team. I like this a lot.
Yeah, he's playing very well. You know, like, I mean, from the laning stage, right? He's just been a dominant force for the team. I will say though that like the situation has been really improving for BAC. You know, Redacted, they had an 85%. Now it's gone down to about 75. Still a really good chance, but the net worth lead has not increased. You know, they've been at 5,000 for a while now. They'll be able to get more out of the map.
Yeah, I mean, really, I do want to ask though, Atomo, I might have to hold that thought. This could be a huge
There's a smoke,
fight.
bro.
Yeah?
Well, your question will be answered very soon, whatever it is.
Yeah, very soon, whenever this smoke fight ends, but it seems like they're dodging each other, going completely different directions. I mean, if they were just like, what, 3 seconds earlier, this would have been a huge engagement, but instead, both teams just flocking to the opposing ends of the map. And I think I wanted to ask, Atomo, at what point do the heroes of the side of, I guess, Base C feel strong enough to take this fight?
I mean, they have their. Once they go for a couple of BKBs, I think they're gonna feel okay, right? Bear has it, but he want one on the Ursa as well. He might not go for. Oh dear,
Okay, Debris getting just tossed in. Nice setup from Jason Williams. Gets one of the spots, but here comes the big bad Bear. Straight out to Redacted. He doesn't have a second life, but all are healed, keeping him alive for now. Bear with the chains out, keeping them in place, but they're penetrated the back line. They've taken on Merlin. It's only the cause left. Jason Williams, another setup. No end range available, and that's gonna be the Bear down. The second Bear into trouble. Forced to pop the BKB. Keeps them at bay with the chains right now. But really, this Tiny has done so well in terms of setting up kill after kill. The toss backs just creating such a disadvantage for the side of Bay C. And now onto the high ground, Sisu. Have to be a bit careful, dropping low, but Jason still looking, still trying to find a toss back. Can't find the distance though, but Exorcism does end. Jumping forward, they're trying to get this kill. They toss the Lash in, throwing out the Requiem, and he has the Bloodstone running, not enough. The magic damage finishes him off. And now Bear and Jabuis, what can they do? There is a lot of physical damage coming in. Oh, double Maelstrom proc immediately. Stun available. Last hit. No! The Death Prophet with the hand away. Sayonara, baby, says Sisu as he gets out there scot-free.
Man, I love what he's got, right? So he's got both the Hooded Defiance as well as Heaven's Halberd, so multiple ways to mitigate damage. And if you cannot dispel the disarm, you know, it's fantastic, especially against the Ursa. Because you in range, you think, oh, I'm going to be fine, but it still stays on you. And 3 seconds of Ursa not attacking is a lot longer than most heroes. Because you want to jump in, overpower, shred someone, but 3 seconds of doing nothing, very fatal for the hero. And Cisu's going to get the BKB. Yep. I don't know. I was going to give Yabish the MVP, and I think I still might. But Sisu is making a strong case for the MVP award himself.
I don't know. I'm looking more at Jason Williams. I think it's a very slow and insidious part of this fight, but he's been slowly getting these setups, just creating so much distance for the rest of his team to really operate and do what they do best, which is hit on these towers. He's delivering the kill straight into them, making it an uncomfortable situation for the players on the side of BC here.
And by the way, there is a what's it called, an Aghanim shard on the Chen. So look at this guy. He's got the Grand Golem, 15% extra health. He's got 5 extra healing. He's got 3 armor. Like, he's got some big boy creeps, And these guys make a big difference, especially the Grand Golem.
Yeah.
Oh, Ursa. I'm sorry. Roshan.
They spot out Jason. He gets the blink out immediately, but here comes the chase. All 3 claws right on his head. He turns around with a huge avalanche though, but no way out here for this poor Tiny. And they could actually look towards Rocha, just kind of controlling this area. Immediate buyback. They want to take a fight. Merlin gets a poison over onto 2, but immediately gets melted down. Forcing the BKB out from Redactor. He wants to chase on for more. Bear immediately remnanting out, getting out of this situation. It's full on sound alarms evacuate mode. They don't want to deal up against this Tiny. They want to kind of milk out his buyback. I don't think they... Yeah, I mean, he's still cutting this wave. Doesn't seem like they're coming for him though. They're going to go straight for the Roche instead.
Interesting, yeah. They're like, who cares about him? And this is gonna be the one with the shard as well, so you can give it to the Death Prophet, you can give it to the Shafin as well. Yeah. It's like, it's a really good shard game for both of these heroes.
I mean, they need to be careful. They've been contested in this pit once before. Jason Williams playing bodyguard this time, doesn't want any sort of shenanigans coming out. And they're gonna be able to get the Aegis for themselves, but looks like Jason Williams will be the price to pay. That'll be a dieback on the Tiny as he gets just ripped apart by the claws of this Bear. But evacuate back once again. You need to get out of here. They have the Aegis and they want to take a fight. The 4-star out saves the Bear for now. They're gonna back off both sides here.
Yeah, losing the Tiny is a very fine trade for the Dice. They don't care. It's like we don't mind giving away the Tiny as long as we're able to get the second Roche, which is the more important one. The first Roche is almost always a farming Roche. In this game, you would have liked to use it to extend your like take over the map, but great contest came out from BAC. But now Redacted fully.
Yabish, they don't have the sentry for him. He's just in between all of them, winding up the Requiem. One could be in trouble as the Bear just gets surprised. Bye bye, baby. And what else do you have on the chopping on the platter right now? What else can you offer up? Your big bad core is down. I mean, he's not had the best game, but he's been an integral part in ripping them to shreds when it matters the most. And you only have some poke from Bear. You only have some kind of stray slows thrown out here and there. But now the push is coming.
And he didn't actually, by the way, Yabish doesn't even care about helping buildings. He's taking the talents, taking the shadow race. Oh dear God.
They forced off the Lash. I mean, the SF is. This is where you wanted to be. Yep. That's just an Ogre dead. I don't really know what the idea is with that. A double stun up, poison over onto 2, but Merlin, he needs to watch himself there. The physical damage, along with the growth ball on that SF, he packs a punch.
especially with the Avium shot, right? Now that you also can consume a soul, you do this incredible damage every time.
Yeah.
So it is what the crit is. What was double damage? Crit 9%. Okay, 9% extra damage. Still very powerful.
Still very powerful, especially on a hero that pumps out so much physical damage naturally. Thanks to the Necromastery and the presence of the Dark Lord, it's itemized very, very well this game as well. Silver Edge to break them up should he need it. The Dragon Lance for additional range and straight into the Satanic. Not even bothering to get the BKB. Feeling very, very powerful right now.
Are we close? The thing is, I do not like what Trejo, the Ursa went for. He did not go for BKB, he went for the Basher. That is very wishful thinking, that you're going to somehow jump on someone, bash them to death. It's an interesting idea, but you need the BKB, brother. You need the BKB to take a fight.
Yeah, I do think that was the ideal build, but maybe he's thinking more like, okay, you know what, we can't really play 5-5 team fight. I need to try and pick off. The Basher's gonna help me stop them from getting away. Maybe that's the thought process. Oh, Merlin keeping in, but the toss play on the ledge just gets disintegrated. This is the guy with the best game in your team, and now Merlin, he's scattering to the wind. He has no HP to work with. The Ghosts, they're just fully ravaging. What a combination from the side of Redacted here, just setting that up perfectly. As now another toss back, the Ember BKB into death. Buyback immediately, but nothing else to work with. Jumps back in, but needs to be careful. Doesn't have the BKB. As they're just getting completely demolished here. The Rex as well, not gonna last for long. The death push marches on as Sia able to get that one. Another one. Jason Williams with a triple. They try to rip him apart though. Trench not able to get the disarm in time on this Ursa. He takes down the Tiny to start, but now he's just being controlled up, chained up by the Razor, and no way out for this bear. The second one gonna take a tumble. This is deforestation at its finest right now. The Ember limping away, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the GG called any moment now as all 5 members just get wiped out. As the side of Redacted stays strong here, the blink in, Lesh trying to do his best, has the Bloodstone active still available, but not enough damage, not enough survivability. An ultra kill for your Bish. GG is called, and that's gonna be your game 1 of the finals. We were hoping that BC would stand out to this powerful team of Redacted, but like you said, Otomo, all they need is to run away with the early advantage, and they just never look back.
I mean, it's like they're so... You can see it's a push draft. You can see it's going to be a very fast-paced kind of game. And unfortunately for them, they did not have a fast-paced draft. They maybe if BAC were able to like match them in the laning phase, they could have. But Yabish ended that hope completely. He killed Bear. Let's say the first 10 minutes, Bear died. What was it? 5 times in the first 10 minutes. Actually, I think he died 5 times in the first 9 minutes. That is insane.
Yeah.
So the Ember, no game whatsoever. Bottom lane, we didn't see the Ursa have a good time. It's all just Sisu shut him down. The only thing that went well for BAC was top lane, right? It was like decent with the Veno as well as the Lesh, but Gia was not your win condition. Your win condition was Yabish, your win condition was Sisu. They had a fantastic game. Once the mech was online, first Roche attempt not so great, second Roche attempt fantastic. Just crushed the game. Nah, it was from the draft. It's from the draft. You can tell these two teams are even. But they had this fast draft, and there's nothing that the other team could prepare for.
Yeah, I mean, really, really impressive stuff coming out from Redacted. Still showing exactly how they got here. Really, really well played. It's a draft executed to perfection, and you gotta give respect where respect is due, right? I think they played it to perfection. I mean, their opponents, they tried their best here, but it clearly wasn't enough here. And that's gonna conclude our first Grand Finals game. Redacted gonna take that 1-0 lead. The main thing that I'm looking at is, do you think that their opponents can bring it to a game number 3? What are you hoping to see in this game number 2, Otomo?
A better last pick. 100%, but just give me a better anything but the Ember Spirit mid last pick against the champion. Like that's the one I want. But I do think they can go to game 3. I think that BAC will just have to draft a bit smarter, honestly. Like that was just not the best pick they could have gone for.
So do you think the Ember? Okay, what pick would you have liked in that place? Right, what would be the hero of choice here?
Okay, we discussed. I think you said like you would want something that can move like Centaur Warrunner to get away. Sorry, like I would have liked something like a Dragon Knight or Centaur Warrunner. Honestly, that would have been fine with me. Some sort of body in the front. I don't like the Ember Spirit. I wanted something a bit more physical for the team. I actually expected them to go with an offlaner, right? That's what we're discussing.
Yeah, I really didn't expect the Lesh. I mean, he performed really well, all things considered. Props to him, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I think that we expected the Lesh to go mid. We were like thinking offlane. We were like something like a Mars would have been good as well if they wanted to go for that. But overall, just fix the draft and we can go game 3 for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you sort of do then? Do you think, like, okay, if we go into the next game and Redacted, they pull out this fast sort of fast push shenanigans again, what do you think is the answer for it? What do you need in the draft to sort of hold this off? Because it felt like they were missing quite a lot of tools in terms of stopping the push.
If you have something like a Treant Protector, a Jakiro, long range abilities like a Rubik as well, like you can get a lot, you can just really slow it down, right? And you have some sort of maybe a puck mid that can move around the map and also just split push a lot, that could help you. Those would be the options I would go for. You know, I would like that. Something to slow down the push, something to split push would be pretty good. But not Ogre and not Venomancer. You know, that's not what I want.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit rough. I do think that those picks did sort of show their value there though. But ultimately it wasn't enough to de-push. And I mean, if they start to see signs of this rampant death train coming their way, that's where they might need to adjust it just a little bit.
A little bit of adjustment, just a little bit of adjustment.
I mean, it's a little bit. I won't lie, it's a little bit disappointing because I was wondering how this guy basically got to such a sick degree on that troll the previous game, right? But then it kind of like he really didn't have a way to perform this game. It feels like.
No, not at all. But better luck. Like still only game one. We can still go all 3 games.
Okay, let me just double check what exactly is the plan here. Whether I assume the players need a break. That was a bit of an intense one. And yeah, I mean, any sort of thoughts about the individual sort of, do you think it's a general game idea kind of thing, or is there someone you're pointing to where like, okay, you know, this dude could have played better? Because I mean, it's not really the Ember's fault, right? The SF is a little bit SF just completely gaps you in the mid lane. I don't really know where to even direct it other than the draft.
No, it's not a player's fault. It's the whole idea of the team was not on point. You know, the other team wants to play fast. You weren't respecting that. You have to adjust and be like, we gotta be able to take fights early and draft for that. You cannot just say we're gonna play whatever we feel like. No, you have to respect their draft and counter it. It's not any player's fault. Like, it's a tough matchup, the Ember Spirit versus Shadow. It's not his fault.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about here, but it's oh man, that was, it wasn't necessarily brutal to watch. They did have that really sick Roche steal, right? I think that was like showing us glimmers of, okay, you know, this is the level that this team can play together. It just felt like they didn't have the time to sort of hit their stride.
Yeah, that was the best part for them, honestly, because if you look at the thing about push drafts is that overall they're weak late game. Like, no matter what you think about them, like, they're very strong the first 30-35 minutes, but you look at late game, Death Prophet, not amazing. Chen definitely falls off because the creeps become less powerful. You know, Razor, decent late game, Shafin as well, but it's, you know, at least half your draft is going to fall off very hard, and the items they build is also going to fall off. Like, Mech is kind of weak later on, so if they could have contained that, you know, the first Aegis was a great contest. If the second Aegis could have gone a little bit differently, we might have had a good situation for them. So it's a bit tough.
I mean, just want to point out as well, I'm looking at the stats now. Your Bish did 36k hero damage.
Only?
Okay, come on, man. The rest of his team, the next highest was Death Prophet with 19k.
That's all.
Did
that's
you expect more?
Really
I mean, when you consider the relative match time of what, like 29 minutes, that is pretty significant.
Oh, it's massive. No, he definitely he carried his team to victory. You know, as much as you. The crazy person who also did a lot of damage is Merlin, who I think did almost second highest damage on his team.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was pumping out as much as he could, I think. I mean, all respect to this Veno. I think you can kind of see why he likes this hero so much. He definitely has shown some skills on it, but it's just it's a very linear hero, right? It doesn't have a lot of, oh, you know, I'm going to pull this insane play out. It's all about the positioning, how you sort of space out in the fights. But that's really dependent on what tools your opponents have as well, in terms of getting on top of you. And we saw, you know, as soon as they spotted him out, all it took was like 3 auto attacks from the SF. So we are waiting for the next game to start. I don't think we're going for any sort of a break here, as we are just waiting for the confirmation. And yes, I mean, it's always our fault, right? As soon as we say the word, that's when they'll go.
Yeah, right. It's like whenever we
will it.
Casters start game. Come on, bro. Like, why are you talking? It's like, well, sorry, man.
Nobody wants to hear us anymore. They're so sick of it.
They're like, we got it, you know, one team won. We kind of figured out why. That was good for it. But that's how the nature of the game, right? Sometimes you are gonna have to wait for the two teams to get ready. And I love what Merlin's saying. He's asking that. He's like, please, just give us a chance, man. He's like, give us a chance. You guys are too good. That's what he's saying. The lobby.
Yeah, I'll switch us over to the in-game just so we can see that that little interaction here. But oh man, redacted, so cold. They're not even responding.
Oh, of course. You only respond to winners.
True.
Right now, they need to win a game for you to say something back for them.
I mean, I'm feeling a little sweaty right now. These games and these players definitely bring the heat in this match. It seems like the Dev Prophet changed the name again. It's now SO5S.
I believe that might be his, like, there's a pub game and then there's the game that your name that you put in when you go in. Like
Yes, alright, like the quote-unquote pro name, right?
Yeah, so I think that's it. Because I've been there. When you go to a lobby and you play a normal game, it's like you're like, oh, I'm registered in this team, so my name shows up this way. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yubish died 3 times. Interesting. This Silver Edge first item really worked out very well for him. Just so much burst damage coming out from the start. It's interesting because when you get Silver Edge, you want to hit someone, but with the Shadow Fiend, you also find just throwing out with your ultimate, so you have a lot of flexibility in that situation.
Yeah. Let me just get. Okay. Let's try and get this show on the road. Yeah, I think there's some. We just need both of these teams to select their sides here. It's still gonna be a coin flip. And let's go back to a beautiful little Atomo over here. Okay. With that said, Atomo,
Yes,
what is for dinner today? After these amazing series, we have the Lima Major that Geek Slate are playing in later, obviously. But what is the in-between? What's the sustenance you gotta get yourself before the action continues in the Lima Major?
I love that. Thank you for reminding me, by the way. We're going to have to mention our sponsors a bit. But my wife actually dropped by while I was casting, and she dropped pizza.
Wow! And just when you were saying it too, that is messed up that you do this to me. Why didn't you send some over, Tomo?
Because you're in a different country.
Come on, man. We live in a new age. There's no excuse. Come on.
How about this? You give me your address.
Give you my address. Okay,
yes,
right.
Tell me which bed you're sleeping in.
Oh, which bed as well? Okay, just for the bedside service, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Pizza, of course.
Yeah,
yes,
pizza is the service that we're talking about. Okay, we are into the draft here for game number 2. Now, obviously not the ideal start for the side of Basie here. They would like to show a bit more dominance, and they're going to get that chance to in this game number 2. But Atomo's confident they can bring it to game 3. We're finally going to get some Lina here, as a respect band to the Venomancer means that this fiery force is open.
Interesting. This is very... I was watching the TI-11 True side, the clip where Toronto Tokyo is like, there's a very strong Tiny, there's a very strong Magnus. If we ban one of them, the enemy team gets the other. Why don't we just keep both in the pool? And I think that's what they were doing. They're like, okay, we'll just ban out a couple of heroes. Like, the Venom deserves the respect, man, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like they're keeping a lot of the meta heroes themselves in, like the Lina, the Broodmother, the Treant Protector, a lot of very strong heroes. Like, yeah, just, you guys pick your poison. We'll take the other one. They take a Lich. Great for slowing down pushes.
Yeah, I mean, pretty handy against Lina. The Frost Shield obviously gonna add a lot of survivability to whoever's getting flamed down. Just a bit of frost to get in the way of the flames. And I think more than anything, a very strong support, right? I think we saw one of the teams play it very, very well yesterday. I don't remember if it's this team. I think it was one that's already knocked out, unfortunately.
5 seconds remaining.
They made it look really good, right? They were so farmed. I think it was actually the Avium squad, right? It was Sung Jong Ki, who literally was just getting chain frost after chain frost. The teamfight prowess of this hero definitely cannot be underlooked.
By the way, I also want to make sure we thank the people who make this tournament happen, which is Avium, one of them, right?
Yeah.
They're a media startup company. They're giving studios across Southeast Asia a way to produce and own their intellectual property. They have 2 teams, by the way. You mentioned Geek Slate, that's one of them. They also have RSG, and they're competing on a lot of titles. Dota 2, MLBB, PUBG Mobile. Of course, Dota 2 is the best game. Like,
so true.
So too. And Geekside is playing in the Lima Majors, which you guys can watch after this. Stay here for now.
Yeah, don't be switching streams now. We see you.
Someone now.
That's disgusting. Why would
Don't
you go?
make us chase you to
Radiant
the.
team banned.
Yeah, why would you watch the event when there's the main events
Inferior.
right here?
They got audio issues, some cheap sets. What the hell? We got bedroom casting.
Yeah,
Come on.
our sets are even cheaper at literally no cost. But
at home production. You
yeah,
know?
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean like yeah, okay. But jokes aside, I think Lima Major is great and all, but right now we're gonna find out whether the side of Basie can come back. Right, I think that's more important than anything else going on right now.
Well, of course. Except we also have to thank
Someone
more
now.
people. You know,
Yeah.
there might be Lima Major, but there's Limau, the
team
company.
banned.
So true.
Thank
So
you,
true.
right?
Limau, one of the sponsors of this wonderful event. I could really use a Carabao Mandarin Orange right now.
Oh, well done, good sir. And do you know the 4 flavors of Carabao energy drink?
Mandarin, I know 2 of them.
Okay, all right.
I know green apple and Mandarin Orange.
Very nice. very nice.
Radiant's
If you
team
give
pick.
me a moment, I can probably.
You can Google it. It's
Yeah.
original as well as sugar-free, apparently. That's how-
Oh, okay.
Huh.
I don't mind. That kind of naming convention is pretty interesting, right? Just because of the fact that it's like, okay, you got 2 fruits and then you got original. So what flavor is original?
I imagine that's the one that originally came out in.
Thank you for that, buddy.
I speak for the trees.
All right.
That tells me everything I need to know. But okay, back into the draft here. Undying to secure the lane of Lina, something you see pretty often. Keeper of the Light, sort of a hero that saw a huge slew of popularity at
Yes.
one point in time, and then has just kind of faded out. It's starting to show its horsey head out again, just because of the amount of tempo that it can generate from the mid lane and just the sheer amount of pressure. You know, as soon as you have a Keeper of the Light running at you at what, like 490 move
5
speed and slowing you down with
seconds
solar
remaining.
bind, it's just painful.
Yeah, so a little bit of history of people wondering what happened to Keeper of Light. For his entire career, he's been a support, but then Tundra's 9, he showed that he can
Yeah,
play,
that guy.
play as a mid. 2 reasons for that was because one, the Null Talisman used to give you 3% magic resistance, magic
Radiant
damage,
team
so
pick.
really good with him. We also had a camp in the mid lane that he could farm. You could just you would kill, push out the wave, then you go to the camp. He farmed it the best. So you go with the 3 Null Talisman, Ethereal Blade, Spirit Vessel, Dagon, just shut people down very easily, at very high tempo. But the camp was removed. Null Talisman now gives you extra mana instead of magic damage,
Dire team
so the hero
banned.
fell off. But
Templar
that was the
Assassin.
history of Keeper of Light. I do think he's going to be a mid in this game, though, because you'd have Nyx and Undying. It's going to be a mid Keeper of the Light.
Yep.
Interesting.
Interesting Nyx pick here. Any read on this? I mean, it's pretty good against both supports. They're very clunky, and the spike carapace can really get in the way. It doesn't necessarily do much in the way of the team fight, but it seems like maybe the side of Redacted, they're playing more for the pick-off, right? Their lanes, I mean, like we keep saying, Jason Williams, he played it pretty well just now, despite, you
Yes.
know, the lack of quote-unquote laning prowess from this hero. But it's up against a Nature's Prophet Templar Assassin. What do you think about this duo?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, there is some
5 seconds
spread
remaining.
damage from the side blade, ether shock, everything from this, but it's not quite like you can. If you're a good TA and a good Shadow Shaman, you can dodge a lot of what Nyx Assassin brings
Dire
to these
team
fights.
banned.
I don't feel like it's this premium pick that we saw earlier,
Radiant
where you're up
team
against like a
banned.
Dawnbreaker. You know, you're like up against, you're like, all right, that's a hero I'm gonna be able to counter every time. Even the Nature's Prophet, maybe a Wrath of Nature hits you, but like that's it, right? There's no other AoE from this hero. Maybe I guess Gleipnir, some stuff like that, Maelstrom proc, but overall, I don't like the Nyx Assassin pick very much.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing it does do is pair up very well with the Keeper of the Light, right? So
5
helps him
seconds
get that
remaining.
forward vision, is kind of, in some ways, a body to block anyone who's trying to go on top of the Keeper of the Light. Now, you have the Sprout, but with the move speed, I don't know whether these supports, unless they get a really good angle, are going to be able to get on the Keeper of the Light. And, with the Vendetta, it's a good way to sort of sneak past some of those TA traps as well. Now, the last pick, though,
Dire
I believe
team
for the side of Redacted, we're once again looking for a hero for maybe SO5
Radiant's
dollar
team
sign.
pick.
And
Oh.
it's Ember, so maybe offlane Koto, which is something we've seen people like Jabs pull out.
Ugh. Oh god. Emperor
Yeah, I don't
again.
know about this. I mean, the previous Ember last pick was kind of
Oh, the indigestion's back, man. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
Okay.
that. It's definitely not gonna be pizza after this.
Okay.
Let's see. Ember Spirit, not too bad against the Templar Assassin. You
5
can remove
seconds
refraction
remaining.
charges once the Flame God has a few levels on. I think there's a minimum damage that procs the refraction, like the damage, the damage block. But TA also doesn't really care so much because she does so much physical damage that Ember Spirit's gonna suffer. Assuming it's a mid TA, which is how I'm feeling it, because it's gonna be could be carry TA. They just pop off lane. They could pick a mid now. Batrider's off. You could go Huskar. Swear to God, you could.
Oh, yeah, you
Why
could
the
go
Ember?
Huskar here. But does Huskar do well against like Nyx Keeper? I don't think Keeper Nyx does anything against Huskar. Undying as well, right? You don't really care.
No, don't care about any of it. Leave them
Yeah,
with
this
it.
could be a good Huskar game. That's an excellent call, actually. I mean, it does leave them a bit limited on the ways of disables on their call. So if the supports die, which, I mean, with the way this draft is set up, it kind of seems like their fate. They might be out of luck in terms of holding these heroes down, but yeah, the Huskar could really dominate the Ember in the lane. I think we've seen some very prolific pro gamers pick this as well. Like, for example, Quinn in the last pick against that Ember against Nisha. Delivered them their only loss, I believe. But yeah.
I would definitely like to see the Huskar. If they go for it, they go with.
You may now select your
Right.
hero.
Okay.
That's different. That's very
That-
different.
that
It's a bit
is-
tiny. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Bear, once again, I think, you know, maybe he thinks it's a good matchup against the Ember. Maybe that's his read, right? Because at the end of the day, he's the mid player. He has the last pick. He's thinking, you know what? You give me the last pick this time, I'm the one who's going to storm your bitch, right? It wasn't so good for him earlier on. This time, it's his time to shine. This time, it's his time to prove that he's up to snuff.
I don't know. I'm not loving this tiny pick. By the way, it's going to be.
Doesn't sound like it. Yeah, Atomo, what do you hate about it?
No, sorry. I want to say it's going to be offlane Undying. By the way, it's not going to be a position 5 Undying. It's going to be offlane Undying. So that's going to be kind of
What
good.
the hell?
Yep, it's. I mean, I imagine Jason Williams is death, right? Because I remember we saw you said SO5 is Sisu, so we'll check when the game starts. I guess it's just because you could have had the perfect matchup with the Huskar. That's what bugs me, right? Like you have.
Ooh.
I understand maybe they were worried that Keeper of the Light's gonna go mid or something like that, but you had the best matchup you could have gone with Huskar versus Ember, and you go back for the Tiny instead. It doesn't.
Prepare for
And
battle.
remember, Tiny. Okay, if you want to play tempo, Ember Spirit's got level 6. He's ready. On Tiny, you gotta get Blink Dagger if you're playing a mid Tiny. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
that easiest thing. It's gonna take time for him to come online. So, that's what bugs me. That's what bugs me. a
Yeah,
lot.
I do think one thing I like about the tiny pick though is that the fact that it does kind of contribute to some of these this early aggressive move that you know, maybe the supports will not be able to do themselves, right? They need someone to kind of open it. They need someone to potentially toss them back into the clutches of the spells. It'll play a lot of like we said, Tiny very strong because of the 2 strong stuns, and in the mid lane you can get a lot of I guess EXP advantage to get those spells up to level 4 as soon as possible, and the burst damage. You know, the side of I think Basie here, they have heroes that can play with the Tiny, right? The Trap Slow to set up the Avalanche, the Sprout to kind of help out the Tiny as well.
enough time
It's
to make a
not
cup of
all
tea.
that bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of global presence. Like definitely you'll have some decent some decent places to work with. I'm gonna find out, right? Like that's my thought about it is that I don't like it, but we'll see what they're gonna go for, if it's gonna work or not. I would think this Undying core how it's gonna look. You're up against amazing armor reduction, and Undying is a low agility hero, 1.2, starts with 3 armor. He could get
Time to
shredded
get angry with each
even
other.
as a core.
Yeah. And Jason Williams actually going to be a pos for Koto, so like you said, very interesting here. We thought it was going to be a mid, maybe it was kind of
Into
like
the
a
valley
flex
of death
pivot
rode the
situation
5
there.
idiots.
Okay, lanes wise, what do you think? Are we gonna be expecting anything crazy coming out? Because we do have some unconventional situations, like for example, I mean, for one, it looks like Bear is gonna be pos 1 Tiny here.
Yep. Yeah, the lane swap, and Jason Williams, is he gonna be? He's gonna take a few hits here, but he's gonna be overall fine. So they do not want to put the Undying. They're fine with putting the Tiny against Undying, because they want to give the matchup of the TA versus the Ember, which I think is a little bit better. Like it's not too bad for the TA as she gets a few levels. Not quite level 1 yet, but interesting. She goes for the side-based level instead of refraction. Huh.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
you're trying
usually-
to get that harass out in terms of competing with the Ember's I guess Flame Guard. It's not so easy for the Ember to dodge, right? You have to maneuver your way around this lane very carefully to not get spilled over by that. And I think the main thing for me for this TA mid is by putting her in this mid lane, you're going to be able to rotate back into the triangle or maybe the camps at the bot side very, very easily and with a lot more safety. It's not so easy for the side of Redacted to just invade, especially without the next level 6.
Yeah, my point with refraction is that you do get 25 damage level 1.
That's true,
For
that's
3
true.
which makes it very good for you to deny and last hit. So, but the side blade does give you some rest. Plus, in general, you want to get abilities that can use your mana up, so you can actually get some benefit out of your mana regeneration. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want your mana to be full because then you're not regenerating. So that's why you want to take refraction level 1. It's an interesting concept that you never want to be full mana. It's bad for you.
That's true. I can't really comment on that because I'm no Wagamama, so I'll just leave you to it as the person on this cast who looks most like Wagamama.
I look most like Johnny Sins, actually.
Okay, you know what? You're talking about some pizza delivery. I guess it all lines up.
You know, I mean, but to be fair, my wife got for me, not the other way around.
Okay,
So,
alright. So, you know, when you're Johnny Sins, you gotta be the one doing the service. But when you're Atomo, the service comes to you.
By the way, Merlin is
gonna get first blooded here. Nice setup with the mana burn. Maybe not really expecting it, but Sia gonna be able to get himself off to a hot start yet again. I believe earlier on it was Merlin who gave away the first blood again. So.
By the way, it's Johnny Halal now.
Okay.
I've repented.
He's changed his ways.
Yes, I've repented. I was not living the best life. Anyway, back in the game. Tiny is suffering.
Yeah,
Bear
Tiny
is
also
suffering
not
a
living the
lot.
best life. CSY is only at 4, getting really contested by this Undying. And oh, we missed a solo kill from this TA. I mean, Tredge. He's getting some revenge on behalf of Bear, right? I mean, this is good stuff.
This is the matchup we wanted. Like I said, this is going to be the matchup where it's going to take some levels, but once you have them, it's going to go pretty damn well for the TA. Bottom lane, one thing I love about this Keeper of the Light and Undying combos, Undying runs out Mana, Keeper of the Light, Mana Battery, and keeps the decay cooldown very low. So
oh, that's a huge courier. That's the entire Falcon Blade. And that's going to leave Sia, you know, as dominant as he is in this top side, a little bit starved on resources. So really good snipe from Merlin or question mark, whoever was the one who got that. Really good play.
It says Merlin. It says Merlin got it.
Okay.
And of course, when you're Shadow Shaman with your massive base damage, you one-shot those couriers.
Okay, yeah.
He hits hard. Jesus.
Yeah, this guy doesn't mess around. He sends you straight packing if you're not careful. Mid lane, like you say, you're trying to square up your bish, trying to make the most use out of that level 2 flame guard. And that's one of the disadvantages of this matchup, right? There are many advantages that go TA's way. Okay, as we miss the kill top side, but like I was saying, like you don't really have a way of breaking the fire shield.
Yeah, that is
flame guard, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's a fire shield, right?
It is in fact a shield of fire.
It literally can be called, the synonym is a fire shield. It's a
Yes,
flame
that's
guard,
true.
a fire shield. It's like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah, that's the only thing is that you can't do anything. Maybe once you get the psionic traps online, they do the damage. That's nice.
Bot
They
side
can
though,
help you.
they're being chased down. Bear in a bit of trouble as SO5 just gonna run him down. They're just completely wrecking this side here. Another chakra magic available. The decay enough and gonna get himself a double kill like you said. This duo very unsuspecting, but the mana battery and the mana hungry work perfectly hand in hand to get a double kill in the bot side.
Yeah, and he's maxing out like the max out decay, right? So you can decay, you get a stack, you get another decay off massive amounts of damage, and the strength steal as well come out. Like this is the decay strength steal is most relevant early game. Once people have more stats, oh mid lane, Bibish.
Okay, mid lane, Yabish. 1v1 versus Tredge, can't get the last hit and turns it back around. Nicely done.
And
Radiant structures
what?
are
By the way, there's a nice bounty rune if he wants to go and refill his ball as well, but he doesn't have to do anything right now. He is just enjoying the good life. Very different. I mean, Yabish, again, like game 1, he did a really good job. This game, a bit closer matchup, but he's still coming out ahead.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I think big winner of this laning stage obviously is going to be this Undying, but Yabish hitting that level 6 means that he's not going to get caught off guard in any moment's notice. He can get away top side. Shackle out. The stun onto 2 Ontario looking for a stun, but a little bit too late. Merlin copying quite a bit of fireballs to the gut, but able to scurry his way out of that one and get that kill set up. Merlin finds another one in the top side, and really, it does feel like I don't know. I can't help but feel like the side of Redacted, they're setting themselves up for a nice situation here, despite losing out in the top side a bit. Mid lane, Tredge 1 with those traps out. Yabish does have a remnant, but it's walking a little slowly. Trying to chase down onto the TA and gets another one. Oh, the tip out as well, Yabish. Feeling
like,
good,
oh.
man.
I mean, he does miss out a creep move because of that, but still, and there's going to be a double damage with bottom if he wants to go for it. And top lane, sorry, bottom lane Bear, he's suffering.
Yeah, where's the support? The tombstone out, the zombies chasing out. Gonna throw out a level 1 avalanche back that way, but SO5S still on the chase. Level 3 decay, Jabuis trying to play bodyguard here, trying to play interference. Ring around Rosie the tower, but not a lot of places left to go. The stick does keep him alive for now though, as Ember, Yabish, has shown up the party, and this level 4 Tiny gets chopped down to size. They're still looking for more, but the TP out from this Lich will get him back to safety. But still, huge kind of lane swap, or I guess role swap, right? This Undying is so good this game.
And I like what he's going for. He's going to go for the Vanguard. A lot of times, from what I know, that play offline Undying, you can go the Aura build, but there's another way which is going the Echo Saber into Active Shard. And that was a lot of fun. Like, I love watching that build. It's you just flush golem, summon zombies the whole time. It's nice. Top lane. Top lane though.
Okay, top side. It's another one with Ontario. That must have been getting a bit caught off guard by Merlin with the full slew of spells there. And gonna give up 1 kill, but still, it definitely does feel like the side of Redacted still very much in the lead in this situation.
Yes, I mean, I'm trying to think about what the situation, like how we are going to proceed. It's not too bad for both sides. Oh, mid lane.
Trying to make a go with the help of Jason Williams. Bear doesn't have the mana for the toss back, finds it with the stick and the stun just to help him out. Ontario, nicely done, but is it going to be enough? Dredge 1, the last touch from those trees. I mean, even if they didn't get that kill, the Nature's Wrath would have finished it off.
Yeah, but we have issues right now. That was a great kill to get, but look at Bear's net worth. I mean, this does not feel like a carry.
This is your carry Tiny Boss 1, but it looked more like a support. I forgot for a moment, I won't lie.
And me too, because when I saw him ganking, I was like, wow, what a great move by the support. I was like, wait, this is not support Tiny. Mid lane.
Mid lane, like you say, they're on this Ember's tail here, but immediately the Remnant away. No real way of keeping him in place thanks to the level 3 Ontario. Those Spike Carapace gets a nice double stun, but more than likely going to go down the heel, creating the distance. The side blades can't find him. And now Dredge 1 is in trouble. Sia does go down in the top side, but a double kill for this Undying. Meanwhile, they do get the kill thanks to Merlin squaring up on this Lina. So once again, it does feel like this Nature's Prophet is the only sort of semblance of hope for his team.
I mean, he's been carrying them this entire series. I mean, it's not like they're bad teams, just that he's the one who's really showing up for this. I gotta go with Ontario not taking out any points in Spike Carapace. That is
ballsy.
That is definitely Dota 3 thinking right there. You know, he's playing the next patch. He's on 7.33. He knows something we don't know. Because most people would say Spike is fair. Oh.
They're winding up another goal on the Dredge 1. They're just running forward. Merlin is here though. Has the shackles under the tower. He needs to de-aggro still as a Remnant with the Hex and Bear. This will be a huge kill to get, and they find the Ember Spirit and they get a return kill on the TA SO5. But now both heroes diving along with this Undying cleaned up, and if they can find this big bad zombie man, they're pretty good. No Quelling Blade. Bear. Not a lot of mana to work with. They're trying to slow him down with the Frost Blast here. Ontario holding his ground on the high ground there. Bear. No mana to work with. The double mango towards SO5. They're keeping him chained, but they don't want any business now that the Flesh Golem has been popped. They're all gonna back off.
What did you just say? Double Bear, man? What is that? I mean, almost as good as my graveyard goer kind of fella.
True. Yabish on the hunt though. Merlin gonna get chained up. No mana to work with means that he's gonna go down. Now they might continue the chase out onto this Nature's Prophet. Here comes the Remnants. A nice stun, max range from Ontario. That's gonna be the poor Nature's Prophet going down. Chop down to size now as SO5S has that soul rate to keep himself alive, but oh no. Is this where he wanted to be? Cleans up Jakuis. They're still on the chase. Need the TP out. Can't get the chains. Finds it. Dredge 1 locked in the trees against the entire battalion here. And gonna get taken out. The train once again is just rolling. The goal lead isn't quite as crazy this time round, but the tempo is firmly in the hands of Redacted once again.
What a performance. Like, what an insane... Oh man, by the way, I want to go back to the call to keep up lights why it's so good. Jason Williams, not only is he an amazing combo with Undying, but Call Ember Spirit is iconic.
Yup.
Because you get the, oh dear god, are we gonna get another fight? Oh, we are.
Trying to go onto this Undying here, can't get the range for the Hex though. Turns around for a decay. That might have just done him in. Here comes the Ember. If they get the Undying, that could be huge. That is a huge kill for the Nature's Prophet, especially to get. Still the chains and the damage. Oh, the Frost. The Chain Frost actually melts the Ember entirely. They're trying to chain disable, but the wards. Let's take down 3. So all things considered, trading the supports for the big Ember kill and the Undying, that is really, really good. And while all that is happening, take a look. The Nature's Prophet's farming. The TA is farming. They're clawing their way back little by little here on the side of Basie.
Yeah, despite being kind of unbothered, he really isn't getting the gold you expect him to have, right? Like this is an unbothered Lina. He doesn't have boots either. He just went for the. I don't mind the passing the Maelstrom, but you want to get boots relatively. It's coming on the off now, but this is 11 minutes to go for it, so it really does delay your farm. You know, you're getting all this extra percentage of movement speed, but you don't actually have movement speed to begin with.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, maybe. I guess pigeonholing a bit too hard and then scoping in to trying to get these major items to increase the farming speed, but move speed is the greatest exponential factor of all. Bear, toss up, Merlin, trying to close the distance, not respecting the presence of this SF. Shadow Shaman, and they have no way to cancel the Shackles, but no way of killing the Ember as well. He's just gonna Remnant out. So things definitely quietening down a little bit for the side of
TA?
No, I say that. The stun finds it max range again, Ontario. They're trying to get the touch. See ya. He's into the fray though. They don't have a Chain Frost available, but pulling this Lina in. The Laguna back the other way. Trench 1 trying to find the damage, but runs straight up into the Maelstrom proc. There's question mark with the cleanup low. Gonna chain up Ontario. Yabish is here, you're right, and this Nature's Prophet would be a good kill to get. They don't bother with Merlin. They're gonna leave Jason to clean that one up. Chakra magic. But oh, the chain's off the mark. Can they even get Merlin? The last touch, Jason winds it up, knocks him down. Nicely done from the side of Redacted here. They're still keeping the tempo going, just as I was saying, or maybe things have quietened down a little bit. Oh, Ontario. Also the tree line with Tumbler's Toy. Has a Spike Carapace available, gonna activate it. Turning around the stun. Oh, that is so much damage. That is so much burst damage with the max mana burn, level 3 now. And the Imp multiplier. Uh-oh. Ruiz throws out the Chain Frost, but there's not much else that he can offer up here. He's gonna get sliced down by Yabish, finds another one. Trying to find Jason Williams. Bear wants to find the toss back, grabs it, and that's a nice kill on the for the Bear to get. Okay. Oh, unfortunate. Throws out the wards, but can't find Yabish, as they still want to find more here. The immediate smoke out, but I do think they know that's happening. They ping out the Undying. And this game has just been non-stop action, Tomo.
I love it. Yeah, Bear finally has his blink dagger, so that's going to open up a lot of things. Merlin, there you go. It's only level 1 on both of his disables.
They love to have the wards here. This is the blink reveal, but Yabish turns around, chains up, and Merlin's gonna go down. Especially backed up by both other cores. Not much you can do there in that situation. I respect the attempt, but really, that was gonna go nowhere.
By the way, I want to say something about the Shadow Shaman. If you play this here, oh well, who cares? We don't have enough time for that.
Who cares? As the Undying gets tossed in, his armor is getting reduced, but it doesn't even seem like it's still standing strong. Has the Echo Saber, double punch out of the Dredge 1, but now Bear, he's the recipient of all the pain as Jason Williams comes in, gives him a bit more mana to work with as the double slaps from the Zombie Man. Reign Supreme, Jacui's gonna get punched down as well. And what kind of initiation do you try for? Sure, that's a nice sort of review on the Blink Dagger. But I once again want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, this is your position 1 Tiny sitting at the bottom of the net worth from all the cores.
His name is Bear, as in teddy bear, fluffy bear, you know? not the grizzly cocaine bear that you gotta be worried about. So
someone needs to give him that. Someone needs to juice him up with some Carabao energy drink. He's looking a little bit weak and dusted right now.
I was worried you would say juice him up with something else. I was like, oh, please don't go there. But luckily we did. Oh, Nature's Prophet shows up. He doesn't have stuns though, so you could just TP out if you want.
Yeah, he has that TP. He's gonna immediately pop it. Nice presence of mind there from question mark to know that no one on him can really stop that from happening. As Bear trying to look for another thing here. Say Jason Williams, the immediate blink in. They're gonna 100 to 0 this Koto. The Ether Shock finishes it all, but now Merlin's in some trouble. The Chain Frost trying to turn it back the other way. But nice separation there created by Ontario. No real follow-up to that Chain Frost. They're still jumping in, still trying to find more. Here comes the Ember Spirit. Hunting down on this stage. Where's the backup? Doesn't seem to be in sight at the moment. We don't really want to overcommit. Yabish herding Jakui's back to the tower here. Still trying to find him. The Nature's Prophet thinking about TP in, but Yabish gonna make it look easy. And I really like this build from the Ember, going for the early Heaven's Hell, but not a very conventional build. But works out very nicely for him in terms of all these right clickers. Trying to hunt down the Nature's Prophet. The action isn't over yet. Closing the tree line with the Sprout. Nicely done from his player. I mean, I think out of every player on the side of BC so far, he's really impressed me. But it's just unfortunate he hasn't been able to be on heroes that can make so many plays. Now Merlin getting squared up upon. The stun is there. Laguna, the last touch. Can they find it? Last auto attack grabs that kill.
Sorry about that.
All good, all good. No worries about it. I think I've been holding it down a little bit. You all good, Atomo?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Look at this side he's going to go. He's not going to go for the shard. He's going to go for the Agam Scepter, which doubles the strength steal. It's pretty good, but it's not the most like synergetic build with what I thought he was going to go. What the hell? It doesn't matter, right? He's like dominating without dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, more than anything, I think this Undying in the offlane has really proven to be such a pain for the side of BC here. They just haven't been able to deal with him. Sure, they got one kill on him throughout the entire, like, what, 17 minutes so far, but he's just looked absolutely monstrous.
I mean, a lot of it also goes down to Jason Williams, right? He's just able to spam out decays so often, and it makes him just so hard to bring down.
Yeah, they've really constructed a draft that works so well with this Koto mana, right?
I mean, even everyone uses like Nyx and calls also really good.
My gosh! Oh my god!
400 damage, just straight up. Like, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
On 5 seconds, by the way, cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, mana burn, not really a hero ability talked about in terms of damage, usually used for the utility in terms of making sure opponents don't have mana to work with. But I think maxing it out this game, really smart choice from this Nyx Assassin player. Even skipping levels in the carapace just to do so, but has played such a big part in getting these pickoffs.
I mean, you're up against three intelligence heroes, right? So you're always going to be getting like a very sizable, like really good monarch coming out here. So it's scary though. 12,000. This feels even more one-sided than game one, just because.
Yeah, somehow, right? Even though it kind of feels like, I think it really goes back to Bear. Now I don't want to. We're not in the business of flaming, but it does kind of feel like he's dropped the ball a little bit. In terms of just his role, right? Like, he picked the Tiny for himself. It didn't really work out very well for him. He chose to bring it to the safe lane. Just gets absolutely decimated by this Undying. And really, like we said, this looks more like a support than a call.
The game where they had a great contest on Roshan. That was what really brought the game back for them. This game, they've had nothing similar to that. You know,
yeah.
It's like getting kills has been very hard because it's Undying. You got this assassin, very strong defensive hero. You got farm Lina who's got Aegis. It's very hard to find.
Bear blinks in, gets a nice avalanche on the 4 here. Chain Force comes out again. This could be some nice bounces onto the heroes, but it doesn't bounce fully. As Sia still standing strong with the first life of the Aegis. Now punching away, gonna get turned upon by that tower. And that's not before both supports just get melted down. Now onto the back line. Here's the TA out of nowhere, but immediately halberded up. And just Laguna down. That's a good try from the TA there, but no backup from Bear. All question mark means that they're just going to be able to slowly clean up. The stun is there, and the commit, the Nature's Prophet just melts completely. They do have 4 buybacks, but now Bear in a load of trouble. Can't even get the second hit. They actually get the Lina. So not too bad, all things considered. And without the Lina, their tower push prowess actually depreciates by a lot. So holding them off for now, not needing to expend any buybacks. Not the worst defense in the world. It's a painful one, but you're still in it.
Yeah, I think that's you kind of walk away okay with it. You were only able to get 2 kills out of it, but overall it's not too bad. You do keep all your buildings alive. You take the Aegis out of their hands. You don't like give them more of a net worth advantage. You don't use buybacks. It's decent. What you really need though is you gotta get the Nature's Prophets farming. You know, you gotta get all question marks, put him in the top lane, push out the lanes, like just. He cannot be the one defending anymore, and that's what he needs to do. So he's got the Gleipnir, he needs to get a little bit of BKB, then he's going to be able to help this team out. And they have an early gem? No, that was just a sentry, so... Oh dear god.
Uh-oh. Merlin. I mean, his disables are really important in terms of turning the fight around. Not going to have any of that as he gets taken down. Just caught out in the jungle, trying to venture out and perhaps establish some vision here, but no shot. Oh, Bear jumping in, Yabish. Oh, the illusions are not enough. That's a really nice setup from Bear. Just as we said, he might be dropping the ball. He just drops that Ember on the back of his skull and just takes him down.
Very graphic image, but
My bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We like it that way, but look at the tips coming out. They are really
they're trying to
happy.
play some mental warfare right now.
3 tips. Ooh, that's spicy. 1 tip is usually like okay. 2 tips. 3 is a team effort. Okay, everyone tip him now. Oh, nice double stun.
Wow, I mean, Ontario's been landing these with ease. He hasn't even had the Blink Dagger just yet, but he's finding this as if he has. Jump in, Bear, trying for the toss back. Gets it onto the TA. They need to melt this Lina ASAP. She's getting away, but oh, the sinister gaze. Where you going, buddy? Now Jason Williams, next target on the list is Stretch1. Starting to clean up a bit of a quiet game on that Bear last game, but trying to make it happen from the mid TA position. Another bunch of kids. Sure, this Undying has strength. A DK, oh, huge one. But not going to be enough as the Ember back into the fray. BKB completed. Gonna start melting down this TA. Gets 1 kill. Looking for another Bear. Now might be in some trouble. Here's the Nature's Prophet though. Not able to get the Sprout out. And that's a double. Lightning available. They do have the max duration shackles. The TP in from Lich as well. Can he get here in time before the Ember slides away? They still sprout him. He doesn't have a way out. The Lich needs to make his way there. But no more mana to work with. No more range. Berlin. A Hex? Does he have it in time? Does have it, but Ontario, nice stun again. They pull him back with the Sinister Gaze. This will be a huge kill to get. And they find it. The Prophet's gonna find that Ember. They take down Merlin, but still, it's been a bloody just kind of engagement back and forth. And once again, somehow, BayC hold on.
They hold on to their tier 2 and get just a massive victory for the mid, the bottom lane. You can say, all right, they lost a lot of heroes, but they took the ages. But this one, without a doubt, they were able to win it. And look at Nature's Prophet. He was like 9,000 gold net worth. Now he's at 12,000. Sorry, 12,000. He is farmed. There's 2 bounty ruin. Oh, look at the double bounty ruin. Oh, can he micro them? You got. No.
Not a single one, and now he might have to fear for his life here. The ping's out, trying for the TP. Ontario being very patient. The stun gonna land and connect. This is a nice kill to get. I was just gonna say, I think this Nature's Prof. Oh no!
Oh, that's painful, man. That's the BKB.
I was just gonna say, I mean, this Prophet, he survived through the entire fight, and because of that, gonna have a BKB, but loses his life, loses the BKB, and now even for when he's up in 30 seconds, he's gonna wait 2 whole minutes before he finishes that. That one hurts, Tomo.
You know, we just praised the guy, and
now Tredge W getting caught as well.
That's not our fault. We didn't praise him. You know, we praised the Nature's Prophet. He died.
We should just shut up, honestly. I don't know why we're talking.
Because we were given a job, and that's kind of what we have to do.
Unfortunately, yeah. For the unfortunate fans of BayC, will have to keep on talking and we'll have to call out all the moves they make. But if this is the result, you know, I mean, it's not looking too hot. It seems like the advantage that they gained from that successful defense very quickly evaporated as map control once again established by the side of Redacted.
Yeah, it's a little. I mean, they got the BKBs coming out as well now, right? They only have 2 on. They have 1 on the Undying. They also have 1 on the Ember Smith. The Ember Smith, she's used a couple of times. Actually, she's only said once, but SO5, it's gonna be BKB reveal. Yep. I mean, we didn't even have anything to do with the weekend. Just with your physical damage, you gotta hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that they have completed on the side of BayC is this Aghanim Scepter on the Tiny, right? I'm not sure how much a naked Aghanim Scepter does on the Tiny, because usually you want like maybe a crit stick or maybe a bit of damage items or even maybe a power thread just to amp that up. But nothing in sight. I mean, he's been playing on absolute poverty mode, but he has found these setups for his team when they needed
Shadow
it.
Shaman. It's all Shadow Shaman to set him up. If he does, you are going to have enough time to at least get the full
on the Bear immediately. It is the big initiator. A nice set of trees and tossing it away. Forcing the BKB from SOS. Not the reveal he wanted. And this is CR Redacted being tossed up and claimed down. Yabish, the big angry man on the Ember. Gets back 2 back the other way. Makes them pay for those tips. But still not the worst fight to start. Bear could get another setup, jumping forward. The avalanche of the 3 gonna get cancelled out by the spike carapace, and poor old Bear gonna go down in the very jungle he calls his home. Yabish.
He tried to go for a 3 ball, he couldn't get it, unfortunately for him. Good avalanche. Ontario has been on point with those stuns. And that's looking like maybe gonna be a good rack falling. Look at how much health SO5 has. He got 4,600 health.
Yikes.
Not a whole lot of armor, but you know, you've got health. You got a lot of health.
I think MVP for this match, for me, gotta be Ontario. This guy, everywhere with the setups, everywhere with the stun, a bit of an unconventional build, but I think the only thing sort of keeping these fights from just completely falling out of, Redacted's favor is these timely spike carapaces. He's still finding the double stuns and the setups for his team. He's been playing phenomenally on this Nyx.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like, he's just been doing everything his team has needed him to do. Both as supports, right? Even Jason Williams, he's an unsung hero, honestly. Like, his, we don't even catch every time he throws a good chakra, but he is. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, look, there's a Nyx Assassin stud. Oh, look, there's another Nyx Assassin stud. Did he just throw one out?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, Chakra is not really a spell you call out as like super flashy, right? In reality, it's just about, giving the mana, but it's so important to kind of coordinate them and wait up for your your teammates to throw out their spells, because every single reduced cooldown matters. Now Trage W might get squared up upon Ontario, finds another. They're setting up with Jason Williams, immediate blink out. They don't really want to tempt fate. They don't know who's behind Trage W right now.
Yeah, they don't break the refraction, so he actually is able to blink, because I
mean, the thing is, these are the 3 heroes on the team that don't have a way of really breaking this refraction, right? So, still kind of hiding around here. Looks like Yabish looking for them. See Merlin under this cliff ward. They're just gonna chase down this poor Shadow Shaman. Finds another support. I mean, they'll just die by alongside each other as the Gleipnir finishes him off, and this is gonna be a very easy roach for them to just walk back into. The vision is pinged, but too little too late, as this entire area controlled up by the side of Redacted. This is gonna be an easy second roach and a shard for them to pick up.
I just love that he killed him with a Gleipnir. He's like, he's roughly in this area, so I'm just gonna go on Gleipnir and get it. I just loses his courier, which is not the biggest deal. I imagine you're gonna give the shard to the Ember. Lena's shard is notoriously bad. So it's oh, he's gonna take it, really? Wow, that's greedy. That's okay. He's giving it to okay, of course, give it to you, bitch. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, seems like he's gonna grab it, and not too bad, but one thing to point out, the Cortal Aghanim is complete, a very, very scary thing to fight up into, especially when you don't really have heroes that can commit to hitting the Will of the Wisp.
No, I mean, you got TNA spots that were decent, but no. Oh god.
Jump in, they immediately collapse on the bear, no chance for this Tiny to throw out a tree at all. The lid's gonna go down as well. Yabish has had enough, dominating kill streak for him, as SO5S gonna get treed up here. They throw out the wards, but really it's just additional gold for Sia to farm. Double damage on this Lina is not something you want to fight up against. Forcing the BKB from this Prophet. Turns around for the Sprout, could be a mistake. Manages to deliver on the sliver of the HP, but immediately the Halberd gonna put a stop to whatever impact this TA wanted to have, and holding her in place with the chains. Yabish, those tips got him angry, man.
Look at how tanky Undying is, man. He's got, besides the fact that he's got 5,000 health, he's got the Crimson Guard, which gives him a little bit of the armor that he needs. I mean, the guy, and he's got a BK which he hasn't even used.
Mario, another setup stun, the Glimmer Cape from Jacquees to keep them in place. Yabish still has the Aegis to work with, and that a nice Remnant, and is it enough right now? The Will-O-Wisp covering his tracks, question mark, trying to do his best to cover that. Take that out, but Yabish gonna be able to slide out of trouble with that one. That's only the first life. They're on to the second set of ranks right now. There. Toss up, doesn't have the Aegis. They're gonna take down Lina again. And now, with the slew of disables, what can he do? Forcing the BKB from SO5S. He's doing a lot of damage their way, and the last flight gonna clean them up. Both supports on the sidelines. They do have buyback available. TP out. Not enough damage from SO5S on this Undying. And they're still holding on. It's not pretty, but they're holding on.
Yeah, but Yabish is going to come back with full resources very soon. It's going to be a 3 versus 3. You got two cores. You got the cores of both sides available.
Forcing the buyback out from this Shadow Shaman. The BKB committed by Yabish. Gonna take down this Nature's Prophet. He's gonna be out for 1 whole minute. And Merlin, that's a dieback on the Shadow Shaman. Bear just gets destroyed. Yabish has had enough. This guy has been tipped to oblivion for 1 or 2 mistakes, and he's feeling it. You counter pick me. You save the last pick. Doesn't even matter. Still gonna style on you. Still gonna crush you. Haven't you had enough, he says, as he sends them all packing. 4 out on the sidelines, and what else do you got? He's squaring up and sizing up the Lich, has his eyes on him. Wants to get a second set of kills here.
Yabish game 1 has 22 kills. This game, what, 24 right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought game 1 he looked like a god. In game 2 he looks even better. Harder matchup. And he has Ember Sprint. He just manages to do so well right now. It's really unfortunate for BAC, but we kind of talked about it. We're going to know within game 1 which team is really the better team, and Redact, they are a cut above right now.
Yeah, it definitely does feel that way. Very unfortunate sort of a series of matches. I mean, they still sort of showed a really good, I think a really good showing on the side of BAC to make it to this point, but still, you know, you just can't square up against the overwhelming pressure that is this lineup. They're playing so clean, so well with each other. The final few fights surely to follow as they're just gonna get melted down. You get a kill to Ontario, but oh, what a slew of damage. The fire and the flames, the GGs are called, and ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful 2 days with you, but we have ourselves a grand winner. It's gonna be the side of Redacted, the 5-stack that have impressed us from the get-go. They're gonna be walking away with the grand prize of $1,000 here, and the pride of calling themselves the LimauDAO and Avium Dota 2 Invitational champions here.
And one of the ways to finish is 60 kills in 30 minutes, getting 2 kills a minute. Gia, the whole game I was looking like, he's not impressing me as much, and then he finishes off with an ultra kill, bringing down the entire enemy team. Incredible draft with the offlane Undying, just going up against the Tiny as well as the was it Xiaoshan or was it like that was an interesting move. They're like, oh crap, it's offlane Undying against Tiny. It's brilliant. It works. Overall, just really good from Redact. The entire every time we saw them, as you mentioned, Ontario really good in the next assassin. I agree.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jason Williams on the Coddle.
Yeah.
They just. I guess I gotta give you Bish MVP again though. He deserves it. What can you say?
He just really ran all over them with this Ember Spirit. I mean, he kind of made it wasn't even a mistake, right? They had a nice sort of chain of events where they made use of their chain disables to kill him, but he didn't take that lightly. He took that one personally. He came right back for their heads and sliced them all up and served them on a silver platter. I think, you know, really well played to the entire stack more than anything. I think it's crazy to say, but when the Lina is the quietest hero in the game, that's when you know the rest of your team is just absolutely rolling.
They did. I mean, there were some decent signs, but you can tell that there's also a bit of inexperience coming out. One of the things I saw was that Shadow Shaman, when he wanted to go for the Ember Spirit kill, when he dropped the snakes, here's something you need to know. You can only do the Hex, Snake, Shackle combo if you have Hex level 2. There's no way to do it with Hex level 1 because the cast animations, like, you can't do it. It's impossible. I've played Shadow Shaman quite often. It's one of the things that you get.
Right, I mean, it's just one of those interactions that you gotta know, right? Like you
gotta know the hero, right? He's not. He went for the max Aether Shock. He was like 4-1-1. Nothing wrong with it, but it does mean that you cannot do the combo. So when I saw that, I was like, that's a tiny bit of inexperience with the hero showing itself. So there was a bit of I don't know what to say, but out of comfort picks coming out from BAC.
Yeah, and I mean, really, they kind of put themselves in a good position because they get first pick, they get themselves the Lina, and they ban out the Veno as well, right? Which is something Merlin was so putrid on that entire first game. So getting him out of his comfort zone, maybe he's been sort of used to getting the Veno up till this point, and now they're forced to sort of switch paces a bit. Very unfortunate that we didn't get to see BAC in their dominance because I feel like we were hyping them up. We're like, oh, this is the team that beat the previous winners. But unfortunately, in the grand finals, they don't really get to show themselves fully. But like we said, I mean, this has been an absolutely spectacular event for all these different Web3 communities to come together, as I'm going to switch it back to the both of us here. But yeah, I mean, really big shout out to Avium for putting this together, LimauDAO as well as Carabao Energy Drink. I think this has been a spectacular event, and from what we heard from the Avium guys, you know, this is not going to be the last. So, you know, I think the side of BAC, they can reform up, maybe come back with a bit of a better idea as to how they might take down their foes and maybe really bring the heat the next time round.
And for Redacted, they get to go up against Geek Slate when they're done with the Lima Major, right?
Yeah.
Like, you get to win this, and you go to go up against one of the best teams in Southeast Asia and the world. So they are going to be able to sharpen up their skills, become even more formidable the next time we see them. Because when you are up against one of the best teams, you learn a lot. So kudos to them for winning, and kudos for them for the lesson they're going to be receiving very shortly. So
yeah,
that's
dude,
as valuable as the money.
Bro, Yabish versus Cox in the mid lane. That's what I want to see. Okay, I mean, this guy has had a standout tournament, right? But I want to see him go up against Cox. So that guy has been putting on a performance ever since he was on Neon. Now in Geek Slate, he's really sort of proved himself to be an up and coming, really strong mid laner, right? And I think this is gonna be a match for the ages. I really do hope that it'll be sort of posted somewhere, or we can sort of watch it somewhere. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, this is a community tournament after all, which means that at the end of the day, if you want to catch all this action, if you want to get in with the mix, you want to be part of the next one, you can join the Avium Discord server, just !Avium. You'll find the link there and you can be part of all their goodness. And Tomo, why not for one last time you walk us through, in case for some reason any of the viewers don't know what's going on, about all our wonderful organizers and sponsors here.
Yeah, first of all, of course, big shout out to Avium. They're a Web3 media startup company. They own studios across Southeast Asia. They're giving them a chance to own their own intellectual property. And they have two teams that they're working for them, both Geekslake and RSG. Geekslake in the Lima Major, RSG, they have teams in Mobile Legends as well as PUBG Mobile. So they are really happy into the esports scene, so they're a good team, good guys to know. We also have to thank Limau, who make it possible for people to invest in Web2 businesses and make a profit out of it. And lastly, Carabao Energy Drink, which my friend over here has been plugging pretty hard.
I always want to taste these because I think, and I don't think this is wrong to say, right? It's not even like I'm falsely advertising. There's a lot of energy drinks on the market. I want to know what, I want to taste Carabao. I want to taste it. I want to try it. It sounds good. And yeah, I mean, for good reason as well. I think Carabao, thank you so much for them for sponsoring this. If you want to kind of, I'm not gonna tell Tomo my address, but I'll gladly tell you my address if you want to ship some green apple over here. Tomo's a little stingy with the pizza, but of course, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and it's been a pleasure casting with Tomo. I hope you guys watching at home, wherever you are, whether you're from the Discord stream, the Avium Discord, the various Web3 community Discords, watching this right now, watching the game, you guys had a good time cheering for your favorite teams, watching your friends get either smashed or smashing other people. And yeah, big shout out to Redacted, good for them. And versus Geek Slate, I wonder how they'll fare. But with that said, Otomo, do you have any closing words for our audience or anybody at all?
Oh, yeah, I just want to make sure thanks you all for tuning in. We do this for you guys to be able to have a good time, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. We do read the comments that you guys write, and it's all been very it's very nice to see. I want to thank Mike. This is our first time working together, and it's been really cool. Perma sneeze, and of course Avium, and for reaching out saying you guys want to work together. It's very nice when you get to work with a new company, so you have a good time, and
Absolutely.
the teams. Whether you win or lose, you guys came in, you put on the best show, and you learned a lot, and that is very fun. It's very nice that you guys took the time to give us a show. So we appreciate every single one of your teams. Whether you're an Ogre Magi playing for the first time, or Yabish just crushing the mid lane, we love you all.
Yeah, and I think I couldn't put it better myself with that. I think that's going to be the end of our show tonight. It's been a great time working with you guys, and I guess Avium as well. Big shout out to them for putting this all together. But that's going to be it for now. If you guys have any feedback or ideas on, this could be better, be sure to drop those comments in the Avium Discord. Let them know what you want to see from the next event. Let them know if you want to see us back. Let them know if you think our casting sucks. Anything you want, just drop it all in there. Okay, maybe not Totomo. He's a little bit sensitive. You gotta coat it a little nicely for him. Put it on some pizza.
Yeah, that hurts my feelings, man. They can't just call us. You can't just say we suck. We're the
Okay,
best.
I mean, you could say that to me, and I'll gently deliver it to Tomo like a service at night. But that's gonna be it for us. Thank you everybody for watching, and for the final time, this is Perma Sneeze and Atomo signing out. See you guys next time.